So with that, let's go ahead and get back to Animus of the Worthy. Now, again, we're going to start off with you guys in the cathedral. So give me just a moment. Well, not the cathedral. Into the Forlorn District. One moment, please. Okay. All right. Now, you guys have settled a little in, let the adrenaline run out as you guys were brought back to the waiting room to kind of decide what you wanted to do from here. Given your victory, you are free to go as you desire. You should have all picked your titles. If you have not, the insinuation is that you should have picked your titles, and you should have it to me by next game. Okay.
Okay.
For those of you, is anybody who needs a refresher on how the titles work?
I'll take a refresher.
Okay. Titles, when it comes to the pillars, effectively, when you pass your first dawning, the bronze pillar, everybody gets a title. Now, the title is one you choose. It has to encompass effectively what you are. So you can say, as an example, I'm going to pick Rococo in this situation. Say she could say that she is a primalist of the bronze pillar, or you can say or in the case of someone like Felandrian, he can say he is a first dawned warrior. As long as it references the scale in which you are at and the pillar you chose, it's effectively yours. But this is effectively how you are known in your pillar, and it's how you can introduce yourself to others of your pillar, or if somebody who is affiliated with the community behind the pillars, the government itself. It will change over time. Every time that you gain their next pillar, you can change it. But that does mean that once you hit the platinum pillar, the third dawning, you will not be able to change it anymore, at least not until you become a Baslith. Basliths, though, there's only one for each group, and Basliths are effectively demigods. They are representative of the core of what the pillar represents. A good example for those, if you needed some help with that, the Baslith you guys actually met was Alurend of the Starless Knights. He is the Baslith of the Warriors and has been supposedly for 300 years. So as far as whether that's a name passed on, given no one knows what he actually looks like under that mask, I don't know. But he's kept it. He has always kept it up, and no one's ever challenged him.
In terms of why we can't change it, is it kind of like a rule type of ruling, or is it a thing where it's like eventually your fame dictates more of your name more than you do?
No, it effectively because you pick it, right? You know, that's what you're known as. But it's like when you become a pilot in the Air Force, you gain a call sign, and that call sign generally doesn't change. Now it can be picked by somebody else if they want to, but in the end of the day, that call sign then sticks with you, and that's sort of the same thing here. That's your representation. So if you were to come up to say the warrior pillar and say, "Hey, I'm Felandrian," cool. But they don't give a damn because that's not the name they know you as. Effectively, in here it's an equalizer. So that's why when you change it, it changes your identity, and that's not what they want to do. So there needs to be a clear sequence. So when you go from your first pillar and you pick it, great. The only time you can change it is the second pillar, and then finally the third pillar, which is the last time. Make sense for everybody?
Yep.
So think of it carefully. You don't want to make it too grandiose just because of the fact that they are going to have to write it into a book, and if it's too long, they will thwack you. So it is now that the thwacking depends on who you're talking to, because if it's a big guy, then he's going to hit you with a chair. So this your decision. But yeah, you never know. So are there any other questions before we continue?
Nope.
All right.
Really know.
I do want to give one last shout out before we continue, and as well as a little bit of a thanks here. One is that we do have an affiliate for the stream. This is going to be Metamorphic. He is on Twitch. You can watch him anytime. He's a great gamer. and he's always a good guy to talk to and have fun with. But so for those of you who are watching my recording, I would recommend looking into him. You can find his link in the description down below. But the second person I want to call out is our artist. We are going through and having artists being commissioned to draw each of our characters for us. Now, I don't have everybody's done by any means, but several of them have already been completed, and some NPCs you guys will be seeing today. As such, I do want to make a call out to Mad Coffee. Now, I'm not sure what other socials she has, but she is also on Twitch. You can watch her draw as well at twitch.tv/madcoffee. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Now, who would like to go first? Who wants to break the ice today? Everybody jump at the situation too fast.
I'm thinking.
Well, where are we? Like, what's going on right now?
You guys are currently in that same waiting room underneath the Will of Thousands arena. It's a simple room, there's a couple chairs around, a table in the center. It's just effectively a meeting place before you would have normally gone into your test. Given that you've already passed it, you're back into your own room. You have been healed. You've been treated of any wounds and injuries. That's where you were also told you could keep the potions. After which I know, right? After which the party is kind of left alone. There's one set of double doors that leads right out into the main thoroughfare of the city.
I'll take a seat at a chair and lay my hammer down on my shield and just lean back and just let out a big sigh.
So do we each have our own rooms in this place?
No.
It's the waiting room.
It's one way.
The waiting room. Yeah, you guys don't have your own room.
Right.
This is a testing ground. So this is just a waiting room where you psych yourself up for the fight, or because you can keep in mind, Will of Thousands is used for a lot of different kind of competitions, including chariots.
Then Felandrian would actually go around and he'd check and see if everyone is, anyone has any kind of like lingering injuries or any problems from what we just went through. Just kind of doing a welfare check with the group.
Okay.
Zirin is currently still laying on the floor from the after effects of exhaustion from being knocked the fuck out of a tree.
Yeah, that archer was a pain in the ass.
We're just, are we alone in the waiting room? Did you say there was other participants here?
So you guys are alone right now.
Okay, just us. Sage would scan the room for a refreshing drink if there are any left on a table, or if there's any kind of way he can relax and celebrate and unwind after a nice hard battle.
You know what? I'll see what they got. Let me see here.
Coke
They
or
have
Pepsi?
what amounts to a very simple punch. It does reek of a almost grape flavor. That you can almost look at it and say, I know this is going to taste like some sort of grape. It does have a little.
Grape.
Yep, it does have a little bit of fizz at the top though.
Ooh, fizzy and grape. Well, give the clown his Fago, Matt.
All right, so you're gonna take a shit. You're gonna take a sip of it.
Gonna take a shit? What?
Sorry, my lisp hit me. I don't know what happened there.
Yes, sorry. I feel like shitting in the punch bowl suddenly. Thanks.
As you guys, as you take a sip, you take a sip first. The smell of grape hits you, and the flavor of banana hits you.
Banana grape.
It does not taste anything at all like grape, but it smells like grape.
What?
I don't know if I like that.
It's a very confusing situation, but it refreshes you.
It tastes like banana, right?
It tastes like banana, correct?
Okay, look, any banana drink is good in my opinion.
But
Same.
isn't flavor judged by smell?
Which is why it's a confusing concoction in your brain.
We live in a world of magic. Everything's different.
True.
Would like to roll insight on whatever the hell
I don't think that's how that works.
Have I
You're,
seen any fruits that they've described are like something I know but look like
No.
something else? Like what?
No, you have no idea what this is
I am
at all.
bewildered.
You
All
seem
right.
to be a bit challenged by that beverage there. Sage, everything okay?
No, nothing's okay. Nothing is what it seems to be. This room is not a room. This drink is not grape, but it smells like grape. I don't even know if we're standing on a real floor right now. And he's gonna shove the cup into Felandrian's hand. I'm sorry, Phil's hands.
Phil?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So a reminder for everybody: Felandrian is changing his public name to Faylon. That's the name used by everybody.
Phil, gotcha.
It is definitely not Phil.
Oh, hey, where did Oro go?
Might have
Lost
disappeared.
Oro.
He's in AFK room.
God dang it.
Someone drag him back with me, Jen.
Yeah.
Oro, you there? You there, buddy?
I'm gonna take a sip from the question whether or not I actually like it or hate it.
All right, you take that sip, and again, you just like he was explaining, you get this really sharp, fizzy scent of grape, but it touches your tongue, and it is nothing but carbonated banana.
I too shall take a drink.
Yeah, you said the same thing. Though I will say that when you guys drink it, you do feel a rush of energy, like you guys have had a really decent night's rest.
Cool.
Flo, quick, take this to recuperate.
Yeah, you'll feel a lot better.
Flo, who's Flo?
Zirin, I know.
If anybody needs it, it's Brom, apparently.
Zirin will sit up and smell the drink and go, grapey, I wonder how this is going to taste. As soon as he takes a sip and tastes the banana, he'll immediately look at the glass, bewildered, look back up at you guys and go, what the fuck did you just hand me?
Banana!
Banana!
Oh,
So
One day
look
we'll have
back down at
Baranara.
the drink. He's going to plug his nose and drink the rest of it.
all right. You will get a temporary +1 to your Constitution.
Let's
Wonder.
go. Oh.
It's
Everyone or just
really,
him?
No, just him. He has to drink the whole thing.
it's really nice outside of being kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna keep drinking mine, so.
You get +1 Constitution. It'll last you until your next short or full or long rest, whichever one comes first.
Oh boy, I have an 11 Constitution.
Rococo is still sleeping. Somebody's got to wake her up.
Stage's glass was passed around, so he's gonna get another cup.
Oh no!
I'm con-
All right,
I'm-
you got
I'm
yourself
content
another
to-
cup.
I'm content to let Rococo rest, but I
Might
will.
get a.
I will also finish my drink.
All right, +1 Constitution.
I'll go.
Can
get
I have a
two
drink
cups
in
and
both
drink it.
hands?
Sure.
I'll go and get 2 cups and drink both.
Oh,
Get
Jesus
+1
Christ.
Constitution.
I don't think
I'm-
increasing the amount you drink is gonna increase how much you get from it.
Artan was
They-
thirsty out there.
they
He tried to be
noticed
around in heavy
how
armor.
I'm
thirsty
just
Artan
really
is,
thirsty.
and he passes him his second cup, and like holds his out as a cheers.
Clink it together.
Yes.
I don't
Sage
know.
is
get
going to
another
drink
There,
his.
so I'm just gonna leave it as is and put like a plus to it and leave it as is.
No one's
Artan will get another cup.
interacted with Rococo yet, right?
No.
No, Rococo
Okay,
is.
I'm gonna like nudge her with my foot. Here, try drinking this. You'll feel better, I promise.
It smells like grapes.
In
It doesn't
the
taste like grape, just fair warning.
edges of your weary, sleepy, waking up mind, you hear Sage in one of the corners of the room just yelling, "Banana!
Banana. And then she drinks it a little bit. Is it artificially flavored banana like Laffy Taffy, or is it regular banana like fruit
No.
banana?
Like
it's
fruit banana.
artificially grape flavored banana.
What?
No, it is a like an actual it's like a banana smoothie basically.
Okay, it's banana
Absolutely.
smoothie banana. Therefore, I will not spit it out. She drinks and she goes, "This is weird," but and then as she finishes drinking it, she gets up and she just goes, "But surprisingly good for waking me up a bit. All right, I'm up. All
I'm
right."
actually quite tempted to order a banana shake after all this.
Is there
As a quick sidebar, by the way, to what Meta said, American Orange Fanta doesn't actually have any orange in it. Fun fact.
Is it actually grape banana?
No.
No.
Are there like so since it's like a punch bowl, are there like those water cups that are like really small and stuff that we've been drinking from? All right. I take 6 of those and then I start passing them out to everybody. They're all empty. And I go, "All right, everybody, you know what you got to do."
God damn it. Sage takes out one of his daggers from his sleeves and cuts his hand and fills the cup.
All right, we've got Sage, puts it in the corner.
It was...
Again. I fucking hate it when she gets like this.
I lost everything when we got in that fight. Do you want the safety of me knowing where you are or not?
I'll look over and
Suppose
say,
so.
"Can I borrow that?"
Sage produces a different sterile knife, not the one that has his blood on it.
You did a great job in helping out in that fight, by the way. Good work.
Matt, can I pass a different knife to everyone? Like just one
I mean,
at
I've
a
got
time.
my own. I can take care of it.
I don't have a dagger. Slice my head.
You guys don't know what AIDS is, don't.
Fine. Everyone take the same dagger. Ignore the brothel I visited last night for 17 hours.
For how much?
Yeah, it just took you
I
that
will
long
not
to get in
explain.
once.
Zern is going to instead pull one of
Much?
the arrows out of his pack and use it to cut open his hand instead.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 100% using my own.
All right. So is there anybody not filling up the cup?
I'll offer some blood.
The way you said it, is anyone else not filling up the cup made me feel like this was not a waiting room, but like some sort of donation center.
We're
All right,
donating
fill
our-
your cup
our own
vigorously.
bodily fluid of blood to you, so.
Curious, Matt. Does taking a sip of the banana smoothie make the cut go away?
Yes.
Okay. Well, unless you feel like suffering for a while, take another sip and it'll go away.
I'll bite my hand off and pour it into the cup.
Sage puts his hand
I'm
in
sorry,
the
you'll
punch
bite it
bowl.
off.
Hey, big hands,
What?
baby, big hands, or big mouth. Yeah.
But
What the
you
fuck?
Okay.
Don't ask.
All right.
Are you
Here, let me
going
give
to
you a
allow that?
hand. No, please, God.
All right. So everybody's putting their blood into the containers then.
Yes.
All right.
Naturally.
Naturally. All right. So I'm not gonna have the random NPC walk in and ask what the fuck's going on. And instead,
okay,
you guys
it's
are
just
able.
a blood-
Phelan's like,
cult.
wait. So Phelan's like, wait, what's going on? Because he has no contact. So, I mean, do you? I guess Rococo would answer and be like,
I mean,
"Oh, this is like a thing we do."
you basically exsanguinating yourself during the fight should be info enough.
Yeah.
All right,
You
good.
can explain the uses of it. And
Yeah, so,
all right.
I'll take all of
Why?
these, and now we're all bonded in a little bit, and then Rococo, like, after taking some of them, she also then takes another cup and then just mixes everybody's blood to make one like blood cocktail, and then just like, this one's special. This one has no purpose but for me.
At this point,
Weirdo.
I just gave up trying to question why.
Matt, does anything
Well, with
happen to Sage's palm if he submerges it?
Yes, it heals the wound. That's it.
Perfect. That's all we wanted. That's all I wanted. I don't know why I said we. That's all I wanted.
And now your
All Sage wanted.
dirty, nasty hand from the fight was in the punch.
But it's healed, so it's fine.
I'm not drinking that punch anymore. Now that I saw him do
With-
that.
I mean, with that being said, I think we're done here, right?
Wait, we're
There's not
not
another
yet.
fight after this. We can.
I don't think we're.
We should head out.
I think
No,
we're
there's
supposed
one
to wait for
last-
someone.
No, you were told you guys could leave at any time.
There is one last thing that needs to be said, though.
Hmm?
Don't you guys think this punch was quite handy?
Oh my god.
I leave the room. I literally just walk out. As soon as he says it, I just turn around and walk out the room.
It's fair,
I will follow
actually.
Zirin.
I'm gonna. Relame, did you ever get time to go to the jeweler or no?
I don't know, Matt, did I?
Yeah.
Yes, you guys were able to spend that time getting into the jeweler. That's fine.
There.
Okay, so I was able to
Okay.
get my ring
Do you
fixed.
know?
Joke.
Yes.
Do you know where that jeweler? Do you know where the jeweler is, Relame? Because that's where I need to head next. I need to get something.
Sure. I can show you.
Are you gonna
Mm.
ask them to turn our, like, mixed blood into a gem?
Shut up, Sage. Stop ruining surprises.
Why are you like this?
Maybe
the
I
one
just
dating
want a
her.
pendant that has everybody's blood in it, huh? Maybe I just want to
stuck
be
your
close
hand
to
at-
everybody.
You
There's-
stuck your hand in the punch. What are you talking
Take it
about?
from the weird guy. There's a difference between sentimental and fucking weird.
Look,
Listen, when
Chloe,
Brom wakes up from his nap, I'm also gonna have to ask him for it too. So
He's gonna be the most weirded out.
Actually,
You know, I think-
you know what? He's asleep right now. Maybe we just. This is your fault. He does a
What
little
the-
pinprick on Brom's hand while he's asleep.
Was this a normal process for you guys?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like I said, you helped a lot. I'm actually really glad that we had you there, and I was very impressed with what you pulled off. I don't mind helping you out in turn in my own way. It's just it's nice to know if this is going to be a consistent occurrence.
Oh yeah, definitely. Make sure you've got your daily iron intake. You'll be donating blood a lot.
Got it.
After
If
hearing
you
those
also-
words, somber face comes on over Artan, just mellowing, or not mellowing. What's the word I'm looking for?
harsh in the mood.
Disappointed. No, disappointed.
This,
At himself.
So long as when we make our way back, none of this gets back to the public.
I think everyone here is more approving of blood magic than they were in Amratlas. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the jewelry place now. And be me. So you can all be you if you want. If you ever get a weird feeling, that's me. That's me going into your brain and seeing through your eyes. Okay,
I
love you.
don't give
all.
you
Yes,
rights.
yes.
I don't give you rights to use my blood to do such things.
Wait, hold on. Can you make sure it works real quick? Try me.
Sure. I'll use my channel divinity Crimson Bond. Are you
Okay.
resisting?
No, Matt, can I do something really quick?
What do you? Yes, go for it.
I want to make a quick acrobatic leap to, like, a different position in the room to set up for what Rococo's gonna see.
All right, go ahead and I'll go ahead and roll your check.
Sure. Let me see here.
Try not to break your neck.
Would be really funny.
That's good.
Okay. So unless you resist, Rococo's eyes will glaze over, turning pure red, and then you'll get a strange feeling over you as Rococo starts seeing through your eyes.
Perfect.
And Rococo sees it. She is in a very different position than she would have expected.
In fact, basically all Rococo sees is Rococo's butt.
And she goes, "Damn, is it really that big? Okay, maybe we need to work on that." And then closes her eyes and turns it off.
All
Okay.
Real quick, are you alright, Artan?
Take 6 damage.
I'm fine. I need to be better.
What do you mean?
Everybody had a role in the fight, and it feels like I did nothing.
Look, we did this together, and that's what matters. Remember, all of us had to pass, and you still passed.
To be fair, if you thought you would have because you got knocked out, I also got knocked the fuck out, but you didn't fall out of a tree.
What? I didn't get knocked out.
Well, then you did better than most of us, say.
That's a fair point.
I also want to point out that I'm the only one that didn't get hurt in some way.
Yeah, I would say that arena was kind of geared against the kind of fighters we are, Artan.
Yes. Don't mind me. Let's enjoy our days right now.
I also would like to apologize if anybody thought that hamster's screams were horrifying. I really can't control the results of things like that. I did say, do you yield? And they didn't, you do what you have to.
All good. I don't think anyone's gonna hold it against you. You, like,
The hamster might.
Quick side note, Matt. Is Brom asleep in game, or just mustache and tits?
We're gonna do mustaches and tits for that.
Okay, deleting post then. The size still stays though.
It's in a mustache.
Okay.
So if we head to Jansen's,
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I figure I'm leading you there, so.
Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming we get to Jansen's. When we get to Jansen's, go on.
Well, real quick, is there any? So while these two are going to be going to the gemstones, are any of you? What are the rest of you doing? Are you going with them? Or are you sticking together, or are you going your own separate way?
Zirian is going to go his own separate way. For one, to go find somewhere to buy a flask, so in the future, if he finds something else as a drink, not to let someone put their hand to it.
I'm already influencing the party.
Artan's gonna go to the big tree.
Okay. All right. So currently, we're gonna go ahead and start with the with Jansen's jewels, which is gonna be over here. All right. So, Rilme and Rococo make it pretty quickly to Jansen's jewels. There's definitely a lot of people out and about today, but for the most part, there's nothing really odd happening. People just going about their business. You do know that, just as you were explained to, this is more of the business district, so you don't see as many folk who are just like average day. Everyone here has a purpose, and they are a little wealthier than the red side of the district. You guys do make your way through the Forlorn Market to get here. The Forlorn Market does have quite a bit of small things you can purchase, small baubles, or some pretty much common magic items, perhaps. One thing that is available, and yes, you'll be able to get this, of course, Zirin, is a flask. Flask is definitely there. Getting over to Jansen's jewels is not that difficult. You guys find, let me pull up some information, huh? Give me a moment. This was a bit ago, actually. Oh.
A sec.
Gives me a second to grab what I need. Okay. There we go.
Sorry, I thought I was supposed to be getting you something, Matt.
Okay. So.
Alright, sorry, I'm back.
Alright, as you guys go to Jansen's Jewels, you find it is a very strangely built building. This facility is 2 floors, which is, you seem to be pretty standard here. Most things are 2 floors, oddly enough. But one thing that strikes you as odd is that you don't see any seams on any of the building materials. The wood all seems to be one solid piece, and even the door with its hinges almost seems to be held in place by vines. And if somebody would like, if I would say either of you would like to roll a nature for me, or arcane, We can see if you guys
Oh, I'm
pick up
great
on
at
something.
those.
Sucks to be y'all.
Oh, never mind. I am great, actually.
I have neither of those things.
Okay, so Felandri is going with them, correct?
Yeah, I'll go with
Okay. Okay, so Felandrian,
They're
Rococo.
both the same, so I'm gonna roll Arcana, I guess.
Interesting.
Hooray!
No, that's actually more than enough. 15 is just is what we're looking for. So it does look like, as you're looking at it, that someone has grown this entire building out of one material. Likelihood is it started as a tree, but has been altered using some sort of magic. Now, I would say no. Actually, the only person who would likely know isn't there. So you're not sure how that would be done, other than just some sort of magic itself. But it would take someone of pretty decent skill to make it work. But that said, the door is not really. It doesn't seem to be locked. It looks like you can just push it in.
Here we are.
How lovely. Pushes door open. Hello! Just
All
very
right.
loudly.
You see that this building. So as you guys are enter in, you see a large figure, very familiar, looking very familiar. In fact, it looks like someone who may be related to Artan, but much older, very old. In fact, silver hair, silver fur, not a small amount of wrinkles, which you would recognize as a furbolg. This gentleman currently has spectacles on his face with his eyes narrowed to see you, and he does shuffle around around his little table, his displays, in order to come towards you, and says, "Hello, how can I? Oh, Miss, was it Rilame?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, Miss Rilame, nice to see you. Is this one of
Nice
your
to see you.
friends?"
It is. This is Rococo.
He bows low. Given that he's about 7 to 8 feet tall, that still is pretty impressive. As he bows, his beard lightly brushes the ground, there's not even a hint of dust. This place is probably the cleanest place you've ever been.
God damn it.
And he, he bows to you. He stands back up, kind of squints at you for a moment. And remind me, is Rococo in female form? Does she have her wings out?
The wings are always folded in the back until she needs to use them, but she technically does always have them.
Okay, but she doesn't have any. She doesn't have any of the tiefling features out, correct?
I mean, she still has her horns.
Okay. Okay. So I want to verify.
Yeah, it's not blatant. Like if Rococo turned around and like you saw her back, you would see her wings are folded on her back.
Okay. As he stands up, Jansen squints harder at you and kind of leans forward, adjusting his glasses. Ah, you are of divine and fiendish origin. You must be a tiefling, a very unique kind.
You're
I
able
see
to
that
deduce that from the simple gaze.
Ah, yes. Now, Rilame, you actually might be able to answer this. This is up to you if you want to. But when the last time you were here, you noticed something interesting about him. He always seems to know something unique about people. For what he has explained to you is because he sees what's inside of you, not necessarily who you are. In fact, he's functionally blind, but somehow he still functions really well with what he does. If you would like to say anything, it's up to you.
Yeah. She'll just mention he always seems to know something interesting about you.
I see that the two of you have quite the bond. Ah, and that's the first time you've heard him mention the bond. And he says, "Yes, you are heart bonded. Very interesting. I wonder how that came to be." .
I don't know what any of that means, but
Yeah,
can you put
just
this in a
stares
gem?
questioningly.
She puts like all of the solo cups with the blood in them.
Try
Oh
not
wait,
to-
actually, hold on. No, just this one, right? I need to put these ones in glass vials. I need to go to the market and buy some of those in a bit.
Okay. So as he, as you pull them out, he doesn't really react other than he doesn't actually even look over that way. Though you notice his hand twitches slightly, which is pretty much exactly what happened when the ring was pulled out before him with you, Rilame.
Sorry if that's a bit of a strange request. I hope everything's okay.
And he finally turns his head towards you. And for a moment he stops, and then he bows actually lower than the rest than he did to Rococo. Ah, yes. It is not unusual to have requests like this. It is not exactly something I expect on a day-to-day basis, though. And he thinks about it for a moment before he again adjusts his spectacles. You too. Fascinating. And finally he looks back at the blood and says, I can fashion something from it. What are you looking to have made?
Oh, well, really, what do you think, Rilame? You think a pendant would look nice, or should I go with like rings? Rings or a pendant? What's more? Ooh, or earrings? Would that be more fab? What do you think?
Personally, I'm in favor of the pendant.
If you would like to, Rilame can roll a. In this case, it would be I would say an insight. I'll use that for to see if you can pick up on the fashions you see.
I don't have proficiency in that anymore.
I would say perception would be fine for me then.
Okay.
See if you've noticed.
That's not a good roll.
Well, you can use your Benny to do it if you like.
Sure, why not?
I think
All right.
would be a nice touch.
That's not okay. I guess 16.
That's better. All right. So with the 16, you know that currently the fashion of Oranos, at least from what you've seen and of the class that most people seem to assume you are, usually this would be crafted usually into a set of earrings. You normally worn weirdly enough, they're actually more like a clasp that usually starts at the top, that with a small chain that rings around to the bottom. Usually on the left ear for females, right for male. And then you do the other option, though, in honestly the more gender neutral term, one that you've seen is just a simple pendant.
Okay, I'll relay that.
Ooh, that clasps thing sounds fancy. I'll
Yeah.
get the clasp, if that's a possibility. And then, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, there are lots of people, with the various temples here. I was wondering if you perhaps may have in your possession an amulet of the devout, a very specific amulet used for, those of us who are of the inclination of the religious type,
Oh, let me see. I am not certain. That does sound like something that you might find at the Priest's Guild, though I believe that they tend to hold on to their magic items only for those who are members of their pillar.
Okay, well, just wondering, like, how far, your jewelry prowess extend to.
I can make minor objects. For instance, I can make this particular object, this earring, this clasp you were speaking about. We call them Ambrose, Ambrose, Ambrose. Ambrose are able to be linked to in different fashions. Usually can be provided a minor magical benefit. No, it's canon. He stuttered. It's fine. And he thinks for a moment. He says, given your heart bond, I could potentially make it where it's something that can help you find the others that you are bonded with.
Oh, I can already do that, so it's fine.
Ah, yes. But would it not be interesting to point to the ones who aren't with you?
I mean, that's what I do.
Do you
Within a
mean
10-mile radius.
Do you mean our missing friends?
There does seem to be voids in the bond, stretched thin compared to the others. But yes, I could use it to help you find the other two. It would ring, jingle whenever one is nearby.
All right, do that now.
Yeah, any help in that regard would be appreciated. Thank you so much.
Could you also let me cast Prestidigitation? Because I used to have a magic wand, but then it got destroyed in like this great battle, and it was like a whole magical girl thing, but now I can't do it anymore.
Let me see. What was remind me what the item was?
It was just my magical girl wand. It let me cast Prestidigitation, and then I could store one outfit inside of it.
Okay.
I can't imagine we're gonna have the money for it.
I mean, it was
Interesting.
just it was a common magic item. It was cheap.
Yeah. I could given that you've provided quite a bit in the way of material, I could make it for about, we'll say 100 gold even. And I could have it, if you want to toss in another 10 gold chips. Another 10 chips, however, and I could expedite it and I could have it done in a few minutes.
You know what? You have been so pleasant. How about 150?
Oh, I can see you're a kind soul. Sure. Go ahead. That's fine with me.
Consider it a tip. And then Rococo will give him 150. So I will deduct 150 from here.
All right. Now, is there anything else that anybody want to ask before he creates the object?
No, not in particular for me.
Is any of his clothes like torn or like looks maybe, I don't know,
Oh,
damaged?
actually, for him, for Jansen, he is immaculate. Like everything seems to be in place. Like this
Everything
man,
beautiful.
despite being again functionally blind, he seems to be well apt at finding the smallest modicum of dirt, because he is completely clean.
Clean as hell.
And
A not dirty druid? What?
if you like, you can watch. I'm sure you'd find the process quite fascinating. And he takes the cups for a moment, and he actually starts pouring them, like each of them into like a different cup. It's a crystal glass that he fills basically up to the brim. And weirdly enough, it does fill up to the brim, almost like it was made for this. It's probably not the first time he's done something like this. He goes over to some materials and says, well, would you like this to have a metallic base or a wooden one?
That's a good question.
I do have some cherry wood over here. I believe it's of the yes, it's an ash, a cherry ash that I can put into it. It does tend to ward away bad luck.
Let's go with that then. Let's go with that then.
All
Hey,
right.
Rococo, where did you get the money?
It's from the starting funds. I just never spent it. I saved it.
Oh.
Did Rilme have any from before this character switch?
I have no idea.
I have some funds left.
Let's go to inventory. You had 76 chips. So, he moves over to some wood. You see that he's almost dragging his feet. He's shuffling, not quite actually walking the way you normally would. And as he starts collecting objects, he's mostly gathering it from plants. He's actually gathering an actual potted plant that he pulls over, which is a small red ash tree, which is unusual because you've never seen a red ash tree before. But as you guys, as you're watching, he pulls that over. He actually gathers some loops. They look to be made of some sort of gold, but with a slight red tinge to it, to the color itself. He grabs up some hoops of that, as well as really, really small little crystals. And he says, yes, now let's see if it is ready to listen. And Rilme, you have an idea of what's happening because this is what he did before.
Mhm.
Unlike the normal crafting methods, he sings the material into place. And effectively, he explained it to you as he's calling into the shape it wants to be. And while he tries to coax it into the shape that they want it to be, doesn't always happen. But it can also, that means that every piece he makes is completely unique.
Mhm.
So, as he begins to sing, you guys, he lifts his voice, and immediately the room goes quiet. As you hear this deep-throated, almost bass-level voice ringing out in a weird language you're not sure of. I don't think anybody in this party knows Druidic. But as he is singing, he is moving his hands in slow movements, as if coaxing the material to do his bidding. And you see the wood, the plant, begin to lengthen, shift, start to shape itself, growing into the shape of a small clasp, which is where the rest of the material is. You're not entirely sure, but it shows it goes into one clasp, grows into another clasp, and you see a really fine wooden chain that goes from both clasps. But you notice that the bottom clasp, and also along the chain itself, you see that the crystals that he had gotten, have attached themselves to the loops of the hoops that he had bought out, and those are being strung through the chain itself. And as the crystals fill with the blood that is rising from the crystal glasses into the materials, they become smaller and smaller, compacting themselves until there is a warm yellow orange light that glows around the crystals themselves. In that moment, Rococo, you have as you are watching this, there is a strange connection to it, and it's a weird feeling, almost like it's asking, like it's like someone offering a partnership. It's almost like it's holding its hand out to you.
How would she goes, oh no, she has the thing with faith, so she just goes, Johnson, what did you say these were called again?
Okay. Ambrose.
Well, as Rococo reaches out to the Ambrose, this goes, and I'll call you whatever you want to be called. And then she sort of reaches out towards it.
Okay. So this is going to be really interesting. First off, it is an attuned item now, and but it does not take up one of your attunement slots. But this is important. It only functions while it is attuned to you. Okay. So you can unattune it if you want to, which has its own benefits and negatives. But while worn, yes, it allows you to swap to one set of clothing. It basically swaps what you're wearing with whatever's inside of the jewelry. It does also have a unique feature that anytime that if you focus effectively, anytime that you really concentrate on it, you can use you can actually have one of the gemstones. There's just one for each of the bonds that you have. Will actually move in the direction of the person, the closest direction it can find. It is not something that if it is something that cannot be found, like it's not on the same plane of existence from you, or if it's like it's locked in a different dimension, it will glow, but then there will be a small pulse, like a heartbeat, and that'll tell you that it can't find them. But it will also continue to glow, and it will continue to hear that pulse. And if you focus on the actual the gems themselves for the person you want to look at, you will get a general description of their health status, which is going to be referred to as like a beat of the heart. So the slower the beat, the less healthy they are.
Okay.
If, however, you are ever unattuned from it for any particular reason, this has to be something of a personal decision. It cannot be something that's forced, such as due to like a anti-magic shell or something like that. If you ever unattune it, you will get 1 level of exhaustion until you have done something to atone for the betrayal.
Okay.
Because this is bonded to you.
So it's attuned,
also,
but it doesn't take an attunement slot?
Correct. It is attuned in the way that it is only usable by you. Imagine, think about a good example of that is think of Jack's compass from Pirates of the Caribbean. Like it's attached to him, but it's also like something that anybody could technically use or technically grab, but it won't function for them because it's not their master. So in this situation, it is connected to you, but it has a form of ego in that it sees you as a part of it. And so if you ever were to sever that connection, it will punish you for it because it's considered that a form of betrayal.
Okay. And
there
then,
may be a benefit in that happens. You just don't know what the benefit is.
Is there prestidigitation on this?
Yep. It'll have you. Now, in this case, it lets you switch again. You're able to switch the clothing around in there for the same way it worked before.
Okay, because the wand could do prestidigitation and swap the clothes. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna focus on it, and I'm gonna see if it has a name, like if it wants me to call it something specific.
Nope. It doesn't seem to have that. It seems to be content in just its existence.
Okay.
You do notice though that there is another gemstone that one more than the number that you normally would have.
Interesting. I'll add that as a note. And then Rococo goes, all right, well then, I'll give you a name. I'm going to call you Unity.
Interesting.
Alrighty.
All right.
You're gonna have
As he sings the final, one sec, sorry, I'm gonna switch you guys in just a second. But as he sings the final verses and it finally fully forms, he clasps it in his hands, and holds it to his mouth and blows into the space between the hollow between his hands, and there's another soft, warm glow. Before there's like a woof in the air, as it seems to displace the form of force around it. Finally, he holds it out to you, and he kind of cocks his head at it. That's not quite what I was expecting, but here it is. Now, be careful with it. It does seem to be a fickle creature.
Well, then that's perfect for me, because we're both fickle creatures. Am I right?
Yeah.
Talking to the earring.
You hear a slight jingling from it. So does that make sense what it is? It's got like a hoop with a gemstone on it, and there's one for each of the party plus another one that's actually hooked through the small chain between the two.
Yeah, the way I imagine it is that they're like what are they called? They're like compass needle gems. They're all like pointing down, and then if I focus on one, it like starts to float up and point a direction.
Yep. It can't tell you how far away they are, and you don't know if there's really. Jen, can you get the door, please?
I got it. I have to grab my
okay. Thank you. Basically, it doesn't tell you how far away they are or how close the connection is. And as far as you know, you don't even know if there's a limit to the range. You have no idea, and he hasn't said anything. So that's the only thing that's interesting. There are some things about these items that you'll have to find out on your own.
That's fine to her. And she just goes, well, Jansen, I really appreciate this. This will make our life a lot easier. And it means that finding my friends and my, people who are close to me will be a lot easier in case we ever get separated. And it's nice to know that so long as I have this, I likely, even if I am alone, I won't actually be alone.
And he looks over to Rilame and holds out his hand, which my question would be is, are you wearing the ring that he reforged anew?
Yep.
There is one last thing. It took me a while, and now that there are others here, I can see it. Your ring is connected to another. One that the others, as your friend Rococo and Mr. Faylon here, are which how he knows that you don't know, but there is another connection to you, and that ring, as I'm assuming, is who it is connected to, the one who owns the other half. As long as it shines in the firelight, the other half maintains life. I can't tell you the rest, unfortunately. These things take the shape they wish. I simply give them the opportunity. So there may be more. But I can tell you that you should take some faith and strength in knowing that your other half remains alive.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Now, is there anything I can do for you, Mr. Faylon? Or is everybody...
I don't
would
think
you
he's
like to...
back yet.
We'll give him a chance. So we'll switch to the other guys while he's finishing up. That means Artan and Rococo. Rococo. Sage and Zirin are the three that are going where? To the Forlorn Market?
Yeah, I was heading toward the market.
Oh no, Artan's going for the tree. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sage wanted to sightsee.
Okay.
So we can do that whatever last.
Yeah. My question would be is are you all splitting, the three of you splitting up at this point? Or are you going together?
Technically, the only thing I really planned to get was the flask and a couple supplies for like in future case we go out somewhere. So it was like a prepare ahead of time thing.
Okay.
The really only thing that Zirin was going to do was head to the what was it called? The hall for the creationists.
Oh, the Creationist Guild?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the left side over on the...
So we're just gonna head through the market, grab a couple things, and then head over there. But
okay. Do remember that you guys that in order for you to get started on your quest, you all have to gather at the cathedral.
Yep.
So, it's gonna be 5 silver for a flask. That's not. Or 1 chip for a flask.
Okay, so for the flask, is that what about like 2 days of rations? Do rations don't spoil, right?
They do eventually, but that not in reality. But it is something that I don't keep track of very much. As long as you have one and you eat and you spend them every day that you're eating them, let me know when you're out.
It'd mostly just be like I'd buy to like 2. I can always do it before and leave 2. Is just I figured I was gonna do 2 days of rations to take with me for when we do go on missions. That at least I've got 2 days worth of rations before I gotta hunt more.
So it's a day of rations for 1 chip. If you they will throw a deal though. If you get a 3rd day of rations, they'll toss the flask in for free.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll take 3 days of rations and the flask then.
Okay.
Other than that, I'd probably just listen to whatever banter is happening around while I just meander. So,
just an average day in the life. All right, Sage. I'll give you some time here. What is Sage up to? sightseeing.
So
You
we
said.
Yeah, we can fast forward this. Aside from trees, statues, whatever, I'd probably walk through the Forlorn Market with an eye out for anything silly, whimsical, hilarious that Sage could find useful. Just kind
Oh.
of browsing like you would at a flea market.
Yeah. High or low, good for you.
Hi.
Would you like to spend a Benny for me to re-roll that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
That's rude.
Well, again, it's up to you if you want me to spend another one.
DM's choice on that one.
You know what? If I'll spend
you
one of my
feeling?
bennies. That'd be nice to you. Oh god, this thing hates you. 30.
It really does. Why
I
did you spend one
know.
of yours?
That's because I wanted to help. You the only thing you can find that may be of around your silly factor, you find a puppet, a harlequin puppet on a stick. And basically you have what it does, its legs are crossed, like it's almost like it's sitting back and laughing. It has its arms crossed, but on the back, if you there's like a lever. If you pull it, one of its arms is like which it switches each one, will reach out and punch.
Don't give that to him, please.
Okay. How much is it?
He wants 2 chips for it.
God.
We're all
Okay.
doomed for this.
Sure, I'll take
It's
it.
not. It's just a tool. I mean, it's a tool for comedy, but it doesn't have any magical effects.
Right. So if you were to say, put a small enchantment on one arm or the other, and then tell your friend, let's play a funny game. You raise one hand on left or right to block the punch. If you block it, you're fine. If it hits you, I win. And then suddenly they get punched by the puppet and they're in searing pain. Anyway, it's neat ideas. Yeah, let's just pop that in the backpack.
All right.
And I would just head up towards the cathedral. I would like to mention though that when I opened my inventory, it says I have 400 gold. I don't have a memory of why or how I would have
So
that much.
you guys got a
We
ton
got
of
the starting
money.
gold.
Yeah, you guys had starting gold, which I think was 2,500. I could be wrong about that, but
No, it was
I had to look up my
Definitely
notes.
I
wasn't
think
that
it
much.
was, it was way less.
It was. We're level 5, and I said the starting. It would have been 695 gold.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think we had that
anything-
much either.
Trying to find it.
Look, I have
would-
76 gold left, and I have like nothing of value on me.
Oh, it was starting with 250 gold. That's why.
That
there's
sounds
250
more
gold.
accurate, I feel like.
So yeah, anything you didn't spend, you got to keep the remainder for. So there's that.
I would like to ask, with the whole turning the home into a tavern with Brahm that we decided on,
Yeah.
however much time has passed, would I have made any amount of money that's worth putting on the sheet?
Let me see. Give me just a minute.
And I'd be broke if it was 250. So I'm just gonna.
Why do I have 900 then?
Yeah, that's why I was confused how you had so much money.
I'm confused because I opened it up and had 400. So like I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
there
got
was
to be
something
something
that gave us
else.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we
'Cause-
got money for something.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was 695 because I had 500, and the only thing I bought was an emerald, which was 100. So, and then
Yeah, it must have been 500 then at some point. Tavern. One sec, finding it.
maybe it's everybody has their gold. Maybe it's just Rilame who doesn't have her money. So maybe Rilame just needs to have her money.
I just threw together like a small amount I have.
You made 200 gold since you started, and that's just in profit to after everything is said and done, paid for.
Okay. Neat. Thank you.
So, yeah, you're able. So you're gonna head your way towards the cathedral. You said, correct? And the last one would be Artan. Artan, you get over to the Titanic tree down on the south side of this city. Now, this enormous tree, the shade of it will likely will actually start reaching you pretty much out to like here, all the way up at the north over here. That is how enormous this tree is. But what is important to note is as you get close, you see it is a fully developed tree. There's nothing, it looks like it's been here for longer than you can imagine. Around its base, there are many like fences that have been put up, really nice wooden fences that seem to have been designed to keep out those who shouldn't be getting too close. And it's about to the point that the only route you can get a hold of would be the one down here. And that's the only one that's sticking past the fencing itself.
Well, that answers my question. Are there any animals around it?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's different birds. There's small creatures running around. From your family time, from your home, you would say this is probably a kind of nature preserve.
I would look around to see if there's anybody who looks like they're taking care of the tree, or taking care of the tree, to ask more questions, like if I can enter.
Nobody seems to be taking, at this time of day, no one seems to be taking care of it directly. There are plenty of people about, but most of them seem to be sightseeing. Again, you gotta keep in mind there's tons of people around. This is a main hub. So there's different types of people here. So if there was one potentially caretaking, it'd be behind the fence, but you don't see anybody behind the fence.
There goes my
He's
plan.
not from where you are.
I'll approach closer to it, next to the fence line, and what's probably the closest animal to me, I guess? Or
probably just I'll just go simple rabbit, though it's blue.
I'll cast Speak with Animal.
Okay.
And I'll try to see if I can get it to come closer so I can hold it.
So, what are you saying to it?
Yeah, why did you ask that? my first thought was, can I pet you? I'll gently lean down and hold out my hand and say, I didn't really think that far.
You're just trying to get it to come closer.
It's fucking Artan. Can I pet you? Can I hold you in a gentle voice?
You know what? I don't know for sure how this is gonna go. The creature, kind of hops closer a little bit warily, sniffing. You can see his nose moving around, sniffing the air, testing to see if you potentially have something for it. But as it seems to notice that you don't have anything in your hand, you hear like almost a dismissive sniff as it turns its head and starts hopping away.
As soon as it takes its first hop, I'll say, wait. Reach in my pocket and pull out the remaining breadcrumbs I have. I'll let you figure that one out.
Apparently it's too late.
Benny.
All right.
This seems to matter a lot to you.
Still too late?
He's going to look at you, and it looks like if you could have a rabbit give a suspicious look, that's probably what it has. It's going to hop a little closer, and as it does, it is going to say, in what sounds like almost a very high-pitched voice, that it oddly strikes you as masculine, as it says, "What? Why would I let you pet me? You bring nothing of worth. I need at least 2 handfuls."
I will try to reach in my pocket, pull out, see what else I have.
High or low good for you that you have
Fancy
enough.
Uh, God, the dice lately. Hi.
All right. You do not
Fucking
have
Benny.
enough. All right.
Benny.
Didn't you say there might be combat this session?
Yeah, well,
Not at this
Well,
pace.
At this point, I'm out of Benny, so
Yeah.
that was 3. I
mean, you
You're
should
right.
have 2 bennies at start of session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
he just used both.
it's
Yeah.
I used both and the one that transferred over.
Oh.
Yeah. So unfortunately, yeah, you don't find anything else.
I would sigh and just laugh a bit and say, "You're right," but here, as as a token of my favor, I'll just lay it on the ground and retract my hand back.
It'll hop closer, and as it gets close to the bread, it sniffs the bread, tastes it a little bit, and then it holds one ear forward and says, "You may touch one of my ears. Only one, no more."
The lightest smile comes across Artan's face, and just slowly reaches and scratches behind its ear.
Okay.
It picks you
And,
up by his ear.
That'd be mean. No. So as you, so yeah, he lets you pet it. Very soft, luscious, oddly smells of blueberries.
The first thing that comes out of Artan's mouth. Huh, you smell like blueberries.
Well, of course. I am a blue rare. Oh, I was trying to remember the name I caught for them. I am a rare blue frubit.
Oh, is that so? That means you're, I'm assuming, very rare, very exotic around these parts.
I did say rare. Yes, that's what rare means. Are you okay? He like pulls his ear back, like.
Nothing to trouble you with. Again, even though probably it looks strange to other people that I'm talking to a rabbit, I bow slightly and say, "Thank you for your company, even if it was for a brief moment. This did help me out a bit."
I look forward to when we see you again, tall man.
Very well.
Also, make sure to shower. And then he just starts hopping away.
Bro, you just got ripped off by a blueberry flavored rabbit, man.
Artan, what do you expect? He'll say shower. He'll lift his arm and then sniff under and just like, ugh. Wait, I've never smelled like this before.
I mean, you just fought to the death with a bunch of forest animals.
Well, considering before we got our power strip,
We smelled pleasant.
yeah.
All right.
At that point, Artan will smile and take a deep breath before saying, "I needed this," before walking back to the church.
That rabbit just did the equivalent of writing "wash me" on the back of your car.
In the back of his mind, or no, before he leaves, he say, "Thank you, Blueberry."
He doesn't say anything. But there's an aura of menace. All right. And then over to Zirin. Zirin, you are heading for the Creationist Guild, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What was your intended goal there?
Just to more or less see, what it looks like, what kind of people I can meet. Because I know I'm past my tests, but technically, I don't think I've actually made a title, right?
No, but you guys can go ahead. You guys can turn that into me next game if you want.
Okay.
I need to have it by next week though, because that is something that's gonna be important.
Okay, what about something? Hold on, I'm just gonna send it to you. You just tell me if this works or not, because if not, I'll work on it.
Yeah, go for it.
It's just a title. I don't have to actually have my name in it.
No, you don't have to have your name in it. Nope, it's just a title.
Hawkeye of the First Dawning?
Like that, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that works for me.
You could also go with like First Dawn Creationist.
Kind of like this one. It kind of wraps around a little better.
That's it. I'm just letting you know. That's the kind of idea you have.
What'd you pick?
But yeah, I'll use my title. I just wanted to go see like what's there, what it holds, what kind of things like what they'll offer, etc., etc.
Yeah. The Creationist Guild is rather interesting. You get close, you hear a lot of clanging, you hear a lot of muffled explosions from somewhere nearby. Every once in a while you hear the glass rattle because of it from the windows. You see a lot of weird different shapes of like carvings and what you would imagine people think of as art, though you're not entirely sure how drunk they were when they thought of that as art. But you do you also there's definitely some arguments back and forth about what art counts as art, and you also see a little group of people kind of laying together in the sunshine, looking into like forlorn and lost as they gaze into the distance, like regretting their life choices. I think it's about that encompasses the whole rainbow and spectrum of art students. But
interesting.
Imagine it's just that. It's just like an art college but you do see that there are people who are working on blacksmithing. You see quite a number of different materials laying around. You hear a lot of thumping from and clanging from people moving things around in the warehouse. It's a pretty large building. Exactly who to talk to and who to start with is a little hard to say. But if you ask around, get to kind of know the place a little bit better, you'll find that they're a relatively ragtag group here. They're not. There is definitely a hierarchy, but effectively all First Dawning creationists are effectively just apprentices as far as they're concerned. You can utilize a lot of the materials they have and some of the basic basics of studying and gathering of materials. But if you wanted to use any of the facilities, you have to do so under the supervision of at least a Second Dawning.
Got it. Okay. Well, other than just the basic like introduction to some people and just getting to know them, do I hear any of the Second Dawnings taking on the apprentice for weaponsmithing?
They're
or experimental weaponsmithing.
Not right now. If you're looking for experimental weaponsmithing, there is somebody, but they're not going to be here for another week. Okay. But this other person is kind of known for some of the more crazed creations, but some of the most well-known ones too. I would say it's a contender for someone who is likely to rise to the platinum pillar pretty soon.
Okay.
It's a gnome.
It's a gnome. I wouldn't doubt it. He's one of the Maleficents or some shit.
But yeah, that's you got the basics, which is why I'll forward you after the game Ryoko's guide so you can look at it. But that's effectively what you're going to get there, is basically just saying, hey, you can how to gather materials, kind of some of them are basic pieces. I would say anything more advanced than some of the more basics you're not likely going to find here.
Got it. That's fine. Most weaponsmithing I'm just going to do for the party. The experimental stuff is for the future time.
Make me a
Okay.
shield.
You're not there. Shut up. All right.
Well,
Yeah, so if you want to introduce yourself to anybody, there's not really many higher ups right now. You do get told that it looks like that this seems to be something like a gathering going on with the Court of Squalls with some of the guild heads. So you're not sure exactly what's going on. Nobody really knows for sure, but that's why you're not finding many people here. Most of them are dealing with some sort of political or at least some sort of level of business.
Okay. Well, other than introducing myself to a few different people just to kind of get to know them, if there's nothing else that I really need to be doing, I'll just more or less, take in what information I can about getting materials, and then just if they have like the ability to let me, like, I don't want to say borrow, but if it is like borrow like anything that I can use to as like a guide or book for me to like do material gathering and crafting of the basic stuff, I think see if there's anything I can get for that.
Yeah, they'll give you a very basic book. It's like a Creationist 101. So it'll introduce you to the concept, and pretty much that's it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll take it. After the introductions, I'll be on my way back out of the Creationist Guild then.
All right.
I'll just wander through town reading the book until I find everybody else.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that Felandrian, Rilame, and Rococo were doing outside of just going into the cathedral next?
I did want to ask him if he had anything that would pertain to improving his prosthetic, or no?
No. So he wouldn't be able to. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the skill necessary. But he would say the best ones to deal with would likely be the followers of Banverik, the Tempest, because they are the ones who deal with that. There are others in different sections of different districts. Let me grab the name of the one I'm thinking of. You would likely find them either near the Bright Singer, the Bright Singer of district. Though they did say that it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking more for like just reinforcing it or just improving its actual build, they would suggest going to Faylon, which is you guys have learned is like the district full of like the naturalists. Mostly is a nature preserve. There's a lot of like swamps, natural locations, so much and so forth, and there's also the home of the prison for Oranos. But if you suggested Bright Singer, which is for the arts, festivities, and tourism, as they tend to try and show up each other's skill, so you're likely to get some people there too. But given the circumstance, it would likely be costly in any of those cases.
That's actually super interesting that he doesn't actually take. They're like, don't go to the not the Creationist Guild, because you'd think that like they'd know.
Yeah, there's
naturalists. Weird.
Yeah, there might be a real interesting reason for that. But I will say, for those watching and for you guys as well, this is not the only time you'll get to go to Oranos. So there will be time where you can pop in and do things. It likely will be an intermediary session between events where you can come back and do certain things, but before going back out to the next step. So just keep that in mind.
Very on my friends list.
I mean, the only thing I think that I'd want to do now is that before going to the cathedral, I would like to go to the primalist place. I'd ask Rilame if she wanted to come, just to like get our bearings, like what being a primalist here in Oranos is, and then after that, just sort of head to the cathedral. Just general introduction stuff, kind of like what Zirin did.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. Felandrian, did you want to go with him?
I'll go with him.
To help move things along, when you guys get to the Primalist Guild, you find a very interesting location. The building is almost entirely made of a almost gold-like quartz. Though you do find that again, just like Jansen's place, it seems like it all seems to be carved or shaped from one material, in almost in a very unnatural way. The people that you meet here, they definitely reek of a almost kind of stereotype. You see a bunch of people tend to dress a little more lackadaisically, despite the, again, like the Victorian style everywhere else. There seem to be a lot of people who are dressing very lightly. They show more skin. But you also see unusual things too. This is where you'll likely start seeing very strange, for this place anyway. What's the word I'm thinking of? Fashion, because you'll find a lot of people who have like natural scarring, self-inflicted scarification. You'll find piercings on different parts of their anatomy. You'll see, this is where you'll see like the large hoops in the ears, gauges and stuff. But one thing that you'll notice is that there does seem to be one person that everybody kind of goes to. And this person is what you guys know to be an orc, though a half orc at least. Though there is an unusual property in that this particular one has more narrow features. In fact, you wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of elven blood involved. This person's name, let's go ahead and pull from the random list of names I have.
I feel like this is like a really weird high school where you have like preps on the right side and goths on the left side.
Almost. You know what? Interesting. All right. I can't pronounce that. All right. You know what? I'm going with it. So the gentleman who definitely is of male persuasion introduces themselves as Susanna Darkdraft.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
And Susanna, which I would recommend writing down because I'm not going to remember that. Susanna Darkdraft is effectively a how do they introduce themselves? They would call themselves the Savage of the Second Dawn. And they would basically explain that primalists to you guys are those who utilize the full might and power of the most primal of forces, be that blood or a key. That's the other thing that they utilize is key, or things like the elements themselves. Study isn't exactly what they're in about. In fact, most of the primalists are what we would call spontaneous casters, those who call to very primal art that comes from within or from what's around them. They do not seek to control, they seek instead to work alongside. So as an example, with utilizing your own blood, that is a very primal aspect. You interacting with the elements, if you are not casting wizardry, would fall under that category. Warlocks, bards, those kind of things do fall under this category of a primalist. As far as what you can do to advance inside of the primalists, mostly it is actually more of a reflection of yourself. Primalists always seek to better themselves and that's around them. Their goal is always to seek what you desire. Be true to yourself in all things, and never try to truly hide from your weaknesses, nor struggle or nor shy away from promoting your strengths. You always should be this truth to themselves. Okay. So effectively, as long as you guys are able to grow in yourself and you're able in your self-expression, becoming better, more comfortable in your own skin and your own abilities, every once in a while they'll after getting a little bit an idea of what you can do and what you stand for, they will give you can choose to get a test done This test is a challenge of sorts that is uniquely designed for you, and if you pass with showing your own personal growth, then that advances you into the internal rankings. I don't have the names for them right now, but effectively imagine it more like a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. There are 7 tiers in all. The highest being the actual head of the guild, who is currently not in attendance. In fact, you only see this one person seems to be running this entire place. And they would tell you like, hey, unfortunately, I wish we could give you a better introduction. But most of our fellows and the officers of the guild are currently with the court to try and do something. I don't know, but unfortunately, I'll only get to figure that out when they get back. But I drew the short stick, and here I am. So, if there's anything you guys like, if you guys need like a regenerative healing, that is something they can offer. If you guys need any kind of body modification, they're the ones to go to. Though they also say that if you guys were to come at the end of the month, every month they have a festival, which is where it is a very primal thing, where effectively it's usually a gathering where you perform some sort of rite or some sort of ritual that reflects your own personal personality and your own experiences. Most of them are cultural in nature, but not all of them have to be.
Okay.
And she goes, well, thank you for your time, Susanna, but I have to ask, everyone here, their fashion sense is incredible. I'm wondering, would you perhaps have an extra, sort of like a magical girl or sailor type outfit, just to spare in general, like, just for a fellow primalist?
High or low, good for you.
High. Let's go high, baby.
Hello.
Low is
No!
a failure.
They are
My
destroying me.
dreams of transformation.
The cult of low is winning today.
Can always use that Benny.
Yeah, I'll blow a Benny on it, sure. I want my...
48. That is a slap in the face.
You know what? I'll blow a Benny for you.
You can't do that with bennies unless there are character bennies and you have to help them. But no, yeah, actually, no. Unfortunately, they say they don't seem to understand what you're talking about.
Okay. No.
But he thinks for a moment before he's like, the best I got, and he holds his hand up real quick, and he walks over to another room, kind of pushes back a beaded curtain, goes in, and comes back out with a small box that when he presents it to you, if you were to open it up, you would see that it is what effectively could be described as a tribal bikini.
It's like the full ensemble of the tribal bikini, like the top and the bottom.
Yep, it is. It is made of these different materials that are like grass, bamboo shoots, that kind of stuff. It's really hardy. It will support you, but it is the way that he's holding it. It is obvious that he has worn this at least a few times.
Well, it's yours. I don't want to take it from you.
Oh no, this was my first design. I have much better ones now, but I can tell you now it will cover all of your bits, and I can tell you that it is welcome in 3 out of the districts, all of which are close by.
You know what? I'll take it then if you're willing to part with it.
Of course. Welcome to the group.
Thank you. I then tap my earring as it gets stored in the earring. And I go, I can't wait.
Oddly enough, when you do that, there's a weird like popping noise as you see the clothing resume get stretched out and basically go into it looks like it's going into Rococo's ear, but it's actually sliding into the earring. So it's like slurped in.
Nice.
Yeah, this space.
All right, let's go meet everyone at the cathedral.
All right.
All right.
Field trip.
Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up Oranos, the cathedral. Okay. All right. Pull Brom to the side. And he's gone. All right. You guys make your way to the cathedral, and perhaps by happenstance or even fate, you all have all arrived at the same time. You find the same guards standing out front, but instead of stopping your way, they simply keep their halberds up and let you pass.
Okay.
Thank you for being chill, Daddy.
I'll head in.
I go up to Artan and I go, "Hey Artan, check this out. I got an earring that sort of points to everybody, and then like does the thing focusing on Gantar to see if it does the glowy thing."
It does glow, but there's a pulse, a heartbeat.
And I
It
go,
doesn't point anywhere
so
particular.
basically what this does is that it's connecting all of us together, Artan, and it's even got Sapphirine and Gantar on here. And when it glows like this, I can feel their heartbeat. And right now Gantar's on a different plane of existence. We all know that, but I can also tell if he's still alive, and he's very clearly still alive.
As soon as you say that, his expression lights up like a kid in a fucking candy store. Like, are you serious? Like, if this is a joke, this is probably the only time he's going to punch you.
He goes, "Ow, okay, no, this isn't a joke, Artan, I'm serious. Apparently the jeweler can see inside of our souls or something, and said we're like heart bonded with each other, which is probably why we can sort of like pick up on each other's feelings. Except for Rilame, she's really good at hiding that."
I believe
Smile.
I believe the term that he used was arc bonded, I believe.
Yeah, that.
It's a
Boxes
heart
head a
bond.
bit.
Oh, did he say arc bond? I don't know why I heard arc.
That's all right.
He pretty much cuts out everything you just said up until that point about the jeweler and says, like, are they really still alive?
Well, as long as this is glowing, and I can actually feel their heartbeat right now. Seems like it's regular, so I don't think he's running from anything, or he's having a heart attack or anything like that. Seems pretty normal. I can check everybody else's heartbeats too.
Everybody
the
seems to be
amount
beating
of-
fine.
The amount of excitement and adrenaline that's pumping through his blood and bones right now
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be
Is-
pumping through your bones.
is just so much. He just lets out a big, yeah.
Oh,
Like-
your BPM's going up, Artan.
All right.
Anyway, we don't want to keep her waiting.
I suppose not.
He runs in. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh well.
All right. So as you guys all move into the Cathedral of Myrias, you do see, so again, just like before, as you enter, you see the Apostle of Myrias. Let me go ahead and pull up her information. Oh dear God. Let me see. Why? Here we go. So the Apostle of the Watcher. Known as the Apostle of the Watcher, the Apostle of Myrias, you see the same lady you know from before. She is dressed still in the fineries of the autumn times, known as Red Roma in Gratiel. And Red Roma is the season of renewal. So we're going to pull up this picture for you guys. Sorry, I had to go through like a bunch of stuff. Character art. And you have before you the Apostle of the Watcher. As you guys enter, she is swirling in her, kind of turning slowly in in her altar, which is what you guys know is the enclosure that they sit in. They refer to it as their enclosure or their altar. Both are accurate descriptions. But as you guys enter, she looks up at you, and you notice that you guys are the only ones in the entire cathedral. There's nobody else here. Welcome. I've waited for your return. Please step forward.
Okay. And I'll do so.
Maybe. Oh, there we go.
As you guys step forward, the light of Myrias bathes upon you, and Rococo, you feel the outstretched arms of Myrias as she greets you, much as one would their family, a mother to her daughter. And as she looks upon you, she says, "I see that all of you have decided. Your victory has been announced. How does it feel to be on the precipice of potential failure and potential greatness?"
You said
I'm just-
his.
There's only one way forward.
Sage
I'm
just
just
starts
thrilled to be
sweating.
making progress.
Same old, same old.
What'd you say,
Thought
Meta?
of it. I said Sage just starts sweating. I hadn't thought of it like that.
What matters is that we're not stagnant anymore.
Correct. This is the beginning. Now, I will give you one last chance. Is this truly what you desire? Are you sure you would not choose the easier path and take the next 2 years to have your heart's greatest desires?
Absolutely not.
For me, there's
I
not
agree.
even a choice.
Is Zirin going to say anything there?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. So you're not gonna. So you had nothing to say, or you have an idea of something to say?
More or less just have nothing to say.
That's fine. I just want to double check. Now, as you guys look upon her, she's brave of you to take up the challenge, for few indeed would be willing to do so. I accept your decisions, recognize your resolve. As such, we will aid you, as promised. A gateway have we, a fractal of a very special circumstance. A tune sang, a dance displayed, and the owner of its control will give options where you are needed most. One choice only. Make it quick, but be unanimous in choice and cause, lest you be pulled astray. But where you will go is unique. You need, as you might have noticed, there are 7 cathedrals, and there are only 6 primaries. The 7th is where you will find the fractal that you're looking for. I have made preparations, and you will be welcomed and let past the defenses being placed. Go. And find yourself, and I bless you. We bless you in your travels. May you find the solutions you're looking for. And remember that yes, and remember that it is not just your fate at stake here. 2 years from today, 2 years to find a solution to whatever it is that the malcontents are doing, and return the heralds so that we may assist. Once you go through, there's little I can do. Due to the circumstance at hand, she will be unable to assist you, speak to you as I do. Rococo, you are the last herald. But while you will not be able to hear her directly, know that her light always shines upon you. You go as a representative of the Watcher.
Of course, this might be a bit of an awkward question, but is there any herald you believe maybe takes priority over any of the others when it comes to restoration? Like who would be the best beneficiary benefit to be added into the fold as soon as possible?
None is more important than the other. We are simply pieces, cogs in a machine that keep everything turning. With our herald's return, our influence grows. But there is not one that will benefit you more than another. They will all simply benefit you in some fashion. But we leave, as her faith is placed in you, so is mine. We know that you will pick the best decisions. If you think one is superior to another, then do it.
Okay, I trust that. 3 sessions later, a feral goblin is the next herald. Guys, I think they've really got potential.
Oh god, it's be like, oh yes, his goblin piss somehow acts as a healing potion. We're good. God.
Please no.
I'm all for this. Let's do it.
So many questions starting with what the fuck.
All right. Now, we are going to take a 5-minute break, just real quick, so that we can. So I get my food, we get ready. I'll make sure and check on my notes so I have everything right. But from this point forward, we're going to go directly to you guys returning. Now, last game, you guys did pick the direction you wanted to go. Out of the myriad of options that were provided to you, the one that you guys decided to pick. Go back
was
to
the friend.
Yep.
Give me a sec. So I gotta go find the one I was looking for. Yep, here he is. Lost to all, a friend in need, where one must question cause and creed. Now, you will be offered the other options as well, but because of the situation, if any one of you decides to try and change the decision, know the game ends at that point.
Looking at you, Rococo.
So,
Kidding.
The game ends if one of us isn't sure.
yeah. So if you guys try making a different decision, it has to be unanimous. But with that said, we're gonna actually we'll make it a 10-minute break. Let's make it a 10-minute break. So
Okay.
we'll be back in about 10 minutes. For now, I will go ahead and pause our recording, and we'll be back.
What am I gonna do for 10?
All right, and welcome back. So, we are rejoined by a fellow player of ours, Oro, who is the player of Braum. Now, we're going to go ahead, guys, and start and pick up where we left off. You guys were given directions on where to go. That you had to go to the 7th Cathedral. The one that is very mysterious, given the fact that, again, there's one for every primary, and yet there is a 7th that nobody knows why it exists. It is not occupied, but it is protected so that it can be vandalized. Though, honestly, nobody wants to vandalize a potential throne to a unknown deity. So, you know, people tend to just keep away. But, with that, you guys may make your way. Is there any other place you would prefer to go?
No.
Well, actually, no.
I'm just saying this for Brom's sake.
Quit offering people to do additional scenes if you don't want them to, Matt.
Shut up.
I mean, yeah, we got
Catch Brom
is
up.
on the way to the 7th Cathedral is the giant tree with all the animals there.
No, unfortunately, it burned down.
Okay. Well, no, I'm like,
Applebee's?
well, I'm talking about like the tree that Artan went to where he met Blue Bunny. Like, is that
Burned
along
down.
the way?
No.
Okay,
it's
burned down. All right. Okay.
I burned it down earlier.
Burn down, the bunny's dead.
Because I was gonna be like, while on our journey to the 7th Cathedral, I look around to see if I can find another garden snake or something.
All right, so I'm gonna take you guys.
Ooh, it's green.
And I'll pull you guys' characters over. Felandrian, May, Brom, Artan, Sage, not Sajeko.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Discrimination.
Discrimination what?
So you guys find your way to the 7th Cathedral. And just as predicted, as was told, when you got there, you do notice that there is a boundary of this that white crystal that seems to be growing all over the place that surrounds it, up to about 5 feet tall. But there isn't. But where the entrance normally would be, you do see an archway that has crystals latticed in the middle. At your approach, they slide open, almost silently, with the smallest of wisps. As the doors open, you feast your eyes upon a both overwhelming, also perhaps an underwhelming sight. As there are no symbols, there are no decorations, there's nothing to indicate who this might belong to. Despite that, it is grandiose in size, just like the others, but missing that hallmark, the soul that so many the others have. As you enter, you find that there are a few unusual scenes. Everything seems to be in just mild states of disarray, but not as if someone had run through it, but just a long bout of time. Everything is covered in small amounts of dust, so there does seem to be some cleaning that takes place, but it hasn't happened recently. Now, as you're looking in, as you make your way into the building, you would begin to hear soft music playing. In fact, the music you're hearing now. And as it does, a column of light pierces down from the heavens. Exactly where it's coming from, you don't know. But almost like a spotlight on a stage. A voice whispers, almost like it naturally built into the music. Welcome. Make your offering.
if Sage looks at his friends, does anyone seem like they know what to offer here, or like what is? Does anybody have the spark of an idea? Like, does anybody look knowledgeable?
I mean, you
Not
were
quite.
told.
Rococo's not even on the map, so I don't know
Yeah.
if they can help.
Personally, I've reached my
thought you
quota
were.
of giving blood for today, so I hope it's not that.
Now,
Were we told
no,
about any?
Yep. Excuse me.
What's up?
Excuse me. Let me go back to it.
Sorry, I
Yes, you were.
for some reason.
Sage would
A
like to
gate-
make an offering. Sorry.
Well, it says, a gateway have we, a fractal of a very special circumstance. A tune sang, a dance displayed, and the owner of its control will give options where you are needed most. That was told to you by the prophet of Myrias.
Okay.
So somebody needs to sing and somebody needs to dance.
Huh,
I
wish
can do
we had a
both.
dancer.
What is,
I just look at
what's
Rillamay with
Brom's
a knowing
performance
look.
at?
If we're hiring a performance with the right music, I could possibly do some kind of jig. Can't promise it's gonna be good though.
Rococo starts beatboxing.
Oh gosh.
Sage would be willing to try helping with the performance aspect. He could probably sing a nice epic about our past
All right.
if
Brom's
nobody else
got
wants to sing specifically.
a +1 in performance, but he has a +8 in athletics. So he can start working out and claim that it's interpretive
Wicked.
dance.
That's
I'll
amazing.
join Brom in this.
Oh no, I
Actually-
got it. Brom is gonna do push-ups, and then the person dancing can be standing on his back.
Oh,
Actually, if we're going this route with it, Matt, would you let me roll acrobatics to do some nice flips and tumbles over?
Okay, I'll roll
Brom's
acrobatics with you.
I mean, you guys do have a dancer here.
Yeah, but we got to make it as
Epic as
much
ever.
of an offering as possible.
I
if
mean,
this
they
is-
yeah, if they
Okay.
do things as well, they can give me
yeah, we want
advantage.
this to be
No,
amazing.
Yeah.
I've got
Look,
this.
we'll
I've
we
got
just make
this.
her
So
look
Brom
better
is
at
doing
the dance, okay?
push-ups.
we'll
be her
all
backup
background
dancers.
characters.
God, why is
Yeah,
this
it's
place
like
so
Brom's
big?
doing push-ups. The dancer's dancing on his back, and then Sage is going to be doing flips over the dancer. You got it. It's perfect. Everything
I
is
can-
framed so
I can
nicely.
flip with Sage. I got this.
While you're doing push-ups, I'll hold you up.
Okay,
Every
Matt,
s-
just request our rolls in order, whatever
Yeah.
you actually want to do.
No, you guys are up there. You guys are help, and that's fine. I'll give her advantage on her roll. But no, I look. I want you guys to succeed at this moment. But as you guys are moving to help, there is a very cold echo in the room. Every movement you make echoes in a strange way, as if the place were, how to put it, as if something were missing, as if this place is waiting for something, not the dance, not the song, as if this place just feels wrong in the way of seeing a ghost town, or seeing the silence that falls after great destruction. Is if something that once was here was torn away. You're not sure where that feeling comes from. You're not sure, but other than Brom, you'll find that one tear slides down your face.
Oh,
Have we
Do
felt
we-
this before?
get the sense that this has to do with our friends?
No, you don't know what. Yeah, in fact, there doesn't seem to be any connection to the tear. You're not sure where it came from.
Can I do something maybe random?
Depending. Sure. What you gonna do?
So, DM willing, I would like to take something very special to Sage, one of the fragments left over from his first hammer. And he's held on to these fragments, what weren't given to the blacksmith to repair the hammer, due to their significance, what they went through with our party, with our friends. And he heard an offering is needed. He would like to offer up this sliver representative of the sliver of his memories, a part of what him and his friends went through, all of the suffering and the doubt and then the resolve, everything up to this moment, just kind of represented in this sliver.
Okay. And you may have a Benny for that.
Yay.
Catching on, Artan will do the same. He'll offer up the gem that was from his sister's sword.
Oh, wow.
I'm not giving you a Benny for that. It was a unique idea from him.
Oh, no. I'm not expecting a Benny. I'm just following suit.
No. It said it's a. I did mention, you might remember this. It definitely didn't seem to be a part of the display that's being asked for. I say again, it's like that weird, odd feeling of when you see a ghost town, you know that there should be people here. It's almost weird, like you can feel the energy, like out of the like you almost expect to turn and see somebody there, but there's nothing. And yet, for reasons, I know, and that's fine. I just wanted to make sure and explain it. It's not. It's definitely separate from what is being done here. But as far as why a tier, especially when Braum doesn't have it, that's something you might want to take note of. And that is important, guys. It is important to keep notes of your characters. As long as you have it written down, you will have your memory. Okay. Now, if it is important, because there are notes that are going to come up at some point in the future. I can't promise you that this is important. Can't promise you that it's even worth it. I'm just something to keep in mind. If you think it's important, write it down. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you need a place to keep it, I can create you guys' journals and notes.
I just
to
put
you
it
as
on
well.
a notepad just now. So yeah, just because it's a cathedral and it feels like maybe this place hasn't been visited in a while. You said there's some dust, like it's been cleaned but not recently. And
Correct.
the ghost town feeling like there should be people here. I still think if it's a cathedral active in any way, it deserves some kind of offering. And then I guess Sage would kind of look around at his friends, and if nobody, has any idea of what's going on, he'd wander back to the middle and kind of just look around looking for maybe. Well, it's a cathedral. I guess I can say a sign.
Yeah, no, and
So,
unfortunately, there doesn't seem to. Yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, it's just that feeling doesn't really go away, but doesn't grow either. There are no more tears.
Right.
It's just for some reason, something about that just feels so wrong, especially in a place where, again, there's never been a 7th primary. So why it exists, nobody knows.
Unless everyone forgot about the 7th primary.
Potentially.
It is strangely serendipitous, coincidental that we have Rococo here, which sets the number of I guess not speakers, but heralds, right? To one above what they have, and there's also one cathedral above what they have. Would it be blasphemous if we don't know what?
Well, Rococo is one of 6.
Rococo?
Well, keep in mind, Rococo is one of the 6 heralds.
Right, because there's already a Myrias speaker here. Yeah. I don't know. I still feel like just given the domain, maybe I should look to Rococo.
That's fair. Just want to clarify notes, that's all.
I mean, given all of the stuff that was told, I really do think it's kind of the performance thing, but at the same time, I guess Rococo's sort of stumped here too, because, even though she's the only herald, in her head, the only thing that she could think about would be like revesting worship into this thing that's nameless, or to like give it prayers. But I'll roll a religion check because, you know, like if this thing was forgotten, even if it doesn't have a name, we could still offer it prayers as a sign that you did exist at one point.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead and roll that, and then Jen, what was Rolme doing?
Oh, she just approached the light. I'm not really sure if it expects her to stand in it or in front of it or what.
Oh. I mean, you give the impression of like a spotlight onto a stage. In fortunately, Rococo, there's no. The only thing you remember is what you were told by Myrias, which is that the thing that's here that controls is something that controls the fractal, the portal, but is not a part. It's not a primal. It's not a primary. So it is something that is separate from the church. So whatever you guys are doing is separate from the cathedral itself. It just happens to be where the portal is. Fractals, once discovered, do not move.
Well, if I were to make a guess, I would think that we all have to believe and sort of also focus on, you know, the words that were said. I don't know like the whole recitation off of the top of my head, but you know, like the poem for like the friend in need thing that basically like all of us need to be like on the same page for that before it'll even decide, because obviously this thing needs to know where we want to go, and we all have to agree that it's the thing where we want to go.
Well, remember that it said that once the performance was done, that is when it would tell you the options.
Okay.
Do you want to clarify? I know sometimes just speaking it does not enough, so I just wanted to verify it with you guys. Yeah, they did say you have to basically you're making a payment, and then the thing that controls it is going to give you the options.
In character, we haven't actually made our decision where we want to go.
No. Other than home.
Yeah.
I thought we did. I thought we all.
Yeah.
No,
was out of
not in
character.
character. Yeah, in character you have it. Out of character you have.
Okay,
Seems Rolme rolled a good performance.
Yeah.
I rolled a 23.
So I'm gonna have that is with your guys' help. So you guys are going to put on the performance of a lifetime. Some helping more than others, for sure. Some perhaps hindering it. But as you guys throw yourselves into the effort, and you find out, and you finalize your performance with Rolme standing posed in the center of everyone. The light goes out.
Okay, she'll stop as the light goes out. Kind of look up towards where, towards the ceiling.
You don't see anything there. But then the voice that whispered from the music comes back again. Your offering has been made. I feel your determination. I feel your desire. But desire is simply not enough. Fate moves in strange ways. And so paths are placed before you. Choose one, and the others change. You will not know the results of your selection for time to come. Hearken to my words, and make careful your choice. You have but one chance, and one only. A home of grey morality, of ancient architecture, rife with possibility. And you guys see a strange line form in the air, just near the statue. A sinuous line that gives it the faintest distortion in the air. The home of warm innovation, where ingenuity oft carves the way forward over the will of the past. Another line forms beside the other. Lost to all, a friend in need, where one must question cause and creed. The third line. Heart of fang and claw, the hearth of habit and obsession. And a fourth line. 4 paths forward, 4 fates intertwined. Which path will you take? And which futures will you forsake? Be unanimous in thought and desire, or the portal shall separate you. Make your choice.
The third seems to be the most pressing to me, personally.
Yeah, if there's a friend in danger.
I thought the second was a friend in need.
The third was
The third
friendly
one
me.
is, yeah. The
This-
second one
this
was
one-
innovation.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, the third then, definitely.
Does anyone disagree?
Giant shakes his head.
Nope, no disagreement.
I think
gotta say, I'm just a bit
innovation
confused.
surpassing the will of the past does sound interesting, but that a friend in need is definitely the most pressing and the most that kind of ushers forward my character's feelings of obligation.
What were you gonna say, Brom?
will, scratch his head. Now, when they say friend in need, is that one of your friends or one of my friends?
Don't know.
We don't know for sure, but I don't know that it matters if this directly states someone is in need. All the others kind of just say there's a thing that needs solved. So I feel like that is easily our best choice, right, Brom?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Glad you're deciding to stick with us, Brom.
Who's Brom?
Oh, wait.
No, it's Brom.
I think you confused him.
Sorry.
Is
Sage
it?
is being stupid again.
It is Brom.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Am I the wrong one? I was like, oh, let me look at this. No, that says Brom.
Nope, no, he's
Sage
Brom the
says that.
fourth.
Sage says it with a straight face to just make it as convincing as possible.
Now-
I'm glad we all share the purpose of wanting to help someone in need.
Is this your choice? To forsake the three?
Yes.
So be it. You hear a shattering, and one of the third line fractures open, while the other three vanish. A swirling force of light. The edges of which are shards, broken, forms before you. This is different, as Brom can tell you, from any fractal seen before. Fractals usually are portals opened with the edges simply pushed back. They are called fractals usually because of the shape found at the edges. But this seems almost like it's a crack into in the surface of something. And given the way that it crackles and the way that it struggles to maintain its shape, whatever it is that it is the crack in is trying to heal that fissure.
We need to go now.
Agreed.
All right.
So,
I give,
risk-
I give everybody a tap on the ass. I go, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Everybody steps through, correct?
That would be so.
Imagine
Okay.
if there was somebody who didn't and was just like, nah, I changed my mind.
I want to go see the
Oh,
jewelry
man.
shop again.
All right. Make a change. The portal opens before you, and as you approach, you feel a heat. Both a scorching flame, but also the incredible force of cold that follows. As if your body is warring for a choice between the two, and finding no home in both. All right.
My butt hurts.
Ooh. Baby
Whoa. Is he ooh?
Your first trip through a fractal. Hold on. Really loud on my side for some reason. The first trip through a fractal was nothing, as painless and easy as walking through a door. This, on the other hand, was anything but. There is a crash like the shattering of 100 mirrors as you are pulled through something beyond physical or mental limits. Lights and sounds bombard you from all directions at once, defying definition in their intensity. You're blistering cold, then sweltering hot, as you feel a fierce tugging at your forms. One sec. So I'm trying to change the... Here we go.
Whoa.
For a moment, it pauses as you drift through a void. Weightless, all sense of inertia gone in an instant. A light flashes in the distance, then another, and another, until counting becomes impossible as a deluge roars from above. They stream past, forging a river carved into the fabric of infinity. And at the edge of your awareness, you hear a voice. Help me. Not a request, but a call to action. Help them all. 1 sec.
Do we recognize the voice?
No.
Okay.
1 sec. You are falling.
No.
Gravity restored. As you plunge from some monumental height towards a kaleidoscopic dome formed from impossible geometry. Within moments, you crash into it, all going dark. You come to, your senses becoming instantly aware that you are standing in place, this fresh, lush grass and soft blue light. A quick look is all it takes to know that wherever you have landed, it is far, far from home. Give me a second.
You're on the first floor of Ozaric. Wait, what?
Make sure this is correct. Temporarily, I will be using one image to represent the entire party due to the circumstances you are in. Okay, so I give you guys that information. Now, if this works the way it's supposed to, let's see.
Mushrooms and chicken and a lot of pizza pie.
Oh. Okay. Now, let me get the music going.
See what I see.
Okay. You find yourselves in a very unusual place. All around you, you see trees. But these trees, instead of leaves, have orbs of light where the leaves should be. You see, they are of unusual color, and they all glow a dim light that warps and moves, almost as if the air were made of water. You do see some purple trees with more familiar leaves, but it is alien nonetheless. The air is both warm and cold, almost a perfect balance. And you know that for some reason perhaps, you almost inherently know that this place is stuck. You're not sure what that means. But it's almost as if something here is almost incomplete. That's the impression you get, is everything seems to be a little fractured around you. The air is thick, or haze, and in certain places you find that you cannot see very far. But in other places you can see much further than you really should be able to. I'll give you guys a moment to react to what you have experienced.
No, we wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, because we didn't even know what the fuck monsters were at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, Rococo, can you do something for me?
I can try.
Can
my
you-
back.
Sorry about that. Can you check your accessories, see if, I don't know, anyone might be around, or at least closer than before, that's not with us?
Right, to see if... I mean, this does seem like a different plane, and then I, like, tap the earring to see if, like, they just glow still, or if there's, like, a compass point now. As I focus on Gantar, and then if I get nothing for Gantar, I focus on Sapphirine.
Yeah. Both you hear the pulse of a heartbeat, but no direction.
And just... Rococo goes, Sapphirine and Gantar aren't here.
Okay,
So...
It's worth a try.
agreed.
Zirin, Artan, what are you two doing?
My Foundry is lagging hard.
I can turn off the lights if that helps.
Faylon's also going to, like, get up and kind of just shake his body around a bit, considering all of the hot and cold pushing and pulling and everything that he just went through.
Hmm. Let me... if you give me a second, I can turn off the lights if it's too much for your guys' PC.
I'm gonna try something real quick.
Okay. So, again, you guys, I do want to make sure that Artan and Zirin have their option, and I'll go to Bronx. I need to see what he's doing as well. But Artan, what are you doing in this moment?
I just get up. I'll just get up and just brush myself off. And
Well, keep in mind you were standing when you came when you kind of came to a conscious. You were already standing, almost completely still.
Oh, okay. Just adjust my view from all the colors I've seen to all the colors I'm seeing, pretty much.
Okay.
Just taking in the view, pretty much.
And Zirin, what is Zirin thinking about what they just went through and what happened here?
Sorry, I just got back. My mother thought it would be a great time to come home, knock on the door, and then come in to book me, even though I told her I'm busy.
So did you miss everything?
Generally, because they, after it's like I'm busy. Oh, okay. Kicks open door, does shit anyway. So
One
the
moment.
fact of just having the most violent ripple through whatever the fuck just happened. He's like I said, the first thing is just make sure he's on solid ground. 2 is check himself, make sure he's fine, and 3, checking everybody else.
Okay. Brom.
Yep.
Looking around, a shiver goes down your spine because this place looks very familiar. You've been there before, once and only once, because your captain never went back. And that was what's known as the Feynwild, or the Feynlands is the other name for them. Feyn. Exactly why that name was what it is, you're not sure, but you do know that it is a place of chaos, where very much things that are impossible or just beyond what you would expect to ever be possible happened. But it is known as a very dangerous place for most squallers. There's only ever a couple of jobs a year, maybe, for that, or a cycle for that, for those. But the ones that are taken are usually from the highest levels. They're the only ones who are willing to take it. But you were taken only once, and that was so that you could be introduced to why it's so dangerous.
Which I guess leads into my question: why is it so dangerous?
Because effectively, when you step foot there, there are a lot of rules that exist that defy reason, because they are made up of the Fane, who do not know, or at least do not think along the same lines as everybody else. And it is very easy for you to leave the Fane lands, if at all, very different than when you went in. Physically, mentally, spiritually. And one of the biggest ones is that sometimes you don't know what you're doing until it's too late. Because there's so many rules that most people simply don't understand or don't know.
Oh. All right. He is gonna raise his voice and address the party. All right. Hey guys. Not to alarm you, but this place is not safe in the slightest. I'd recommend not eating any funny fruits unless you want to grow a second head or something.
Are you saying there's like some kind of devil fruits here?
You shouldn't have said that to
God damn
Rococo,
it.
you fool.
Hey, Meta, what are we gonna do? What stage are you gonna do?
So from the second they landed, I'm trying to do I'm trying to stay on theme with Sage and like have serious moments, but also just like mindless doing things like an idiot. So I feel like upon seeing these glowy new fauna he's never seen before, his first instinct is, what texture is that glowy yellow thing? So I want to go like touch it and squish it.
All right. This is interesting.
I don't want to
Because
explode.
as you guys are kind of making your choices, you're making your actions, as Brahm starts to explain, you find that you don't have long to wonder at your circumstances, as unearthly cries erupt from somewhere nearby, the alien warbles setting your teeth on edge in some primal fashion. Nearby, there comes a sound of crashes in the impossible colored brush, from which leaps a small figure dressed in oranges and reds, holding fast to a small, four-legged gourd.
Wait.
Oh, hey.
Wait. Is it does it look familiar?
Oh yeah, Illume of the gourd.
Ah! That's got to be in character. Stage just screams in excitement.
All right.
Luke's not dead.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
Someone I'm familiar with or no?
Oh gosh.
I don't think so, no.
Our
No,
carriage.
you never. Nope.
Then my first response was to put my hand on the hilt of my weapon, but upon seeing the positive reaction from my teammates, I'll let go.
All right. Well, as you let
Can
go, you
Can I
guys
get a
might.
quick reminder.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When Serenade broke free, did the Twilight Evanhold collapse?
No, the Twilight Evanhold, as far as you are aware, has always been the purgatory, the land of the the place between death and life. The problem is that the malcontents, where basically whenever Ziddigal was cast into the Evanhold, something happened that shattered the Evanhold into five basically subdomains. Which are each ruled by malcontent. Serenade is the malcontent who oversaw Delirium. But you do know that there were a couple of others. But you never really learned much about them because they were almost irrelevant. You guys would never have gone to them. So the only thing you knew is that Delirium was considered one of the more friendly domains. Now, you guys met Illume, for those of us who have not not know this, just get some background here. Illume of the Gourd is one of those who actually worked with Saranad back in the Evanhold when you guys were first introduced. There was an event where, unfortunately, Artan fell asleep, and you do not sleep in the Evanhold, not the living. And unfortunately, this caused Artan to sink into a place between the land of the dead and the realm of nightmares, which is, you're not sure of all of it, but it is something that you guys had to go in to find him and bring him out. And that was where Illume came in, someone who was able to push you into the realm of the dead. Fortunately / unfortunately, that this was proceeded by someone smashing the head of somebody else in with a gourd, but they were able to resurrect him right away.
This one I was returning to the game.
Yes, that was the dream.
Okay.
That was the dream with Artan, getting their own abilities back. So, yeah, that was where you guys had the friendship. Is where you guys fought you guys were in the. That was where you guys fought the creatures that were basically humans formed into spiders, where their rib cage, the ribs were like the actual legs of a spider. Basically, they would run on them. Yeah, you remember all that? Yeah, that one. So, Illuma the Gores it's worth knowing for the rest of the story. You guys, Illum has always been on your side. At least she's always seemed to be very open to helping you guys, and has always been very honest with you. But then again, you never know, because Saranad seemed to be open to you too.
Yeah, Saranad literally was our patron, essentially. Like, Saranad gave us our powers, so like, yes, they seemed to be on our side as well. But I don't care. Sage loves Illum. Sage remembers all the crazy stuff, and like, crazy stuff is right up his alley. He loves this girl.
Well, you might want to hold on to celebrating. Reactions to this news might have to wait, however, as something else comes up from behind her.
Okay, it feels...
Oh, hey, do I still get to grab my weapon?
Potentially.
I'm also reaching for one too.
Are these things like easy to see as they come up? Oh my god.
Yes.
I hate the change in art style to where the mouth is way too detailed. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's because Matt, I had to use the one that Mad gave me that wasn't finished, but it's fine. I'll fix it up later. Which actually, if you knew what these things were, you would find that absolutely ironic. But as it stands right now,
Are they called the unfinished?
as you guys come out, as you guys see there is this warbling cry as these things come running out of the woods. They are about 6-7 feet tall. They're pretty big, but what you notice is that as they're moving, their flesh is warping, constantly at change, and so in some movements they seem to almost slurp into the next movement, as if their body were made of some malleable flesh. Every moment that you see them, they are in different forms, different sometimes having one appendage, then 3, then none, and it always seems to be in a state of constant movement. And as Illum sees you, and these things are barreling after her, she sees you. She's holding onto the gourd at her feet, and she just yells, "Run! Run!"
Don't need to tell me twice.
Oh, so we can't kill these things? I'm gonna take her opinion on it.
Okay, before I run, I want to summon my echo to stand behind her. So if anything lunges her way, it hits my echo instead. Can I do that?
It's a bonus action, right?
Let me double check.
I believe it is.
The echo aside, I'm making sure everybody is able to get up and run before I follow after them.
Manifest Echo is a bonus action. I just want it to bodyguard her.
Okay.
You guys had to make me move slow.
All right, I am going to do a... Oh, actually, I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh my freaking god. All right, hold on. 1 to 20. All right, doesn't somebody have a roll of advantage on their initiative?
I don't know.
That's
The
what somebody
DM
did.
makes the
Think
rules.
that
Does he
might
want to
have
say that we
been-
do?
The chance it might have been me, actually.
All right.
Some check, double check.
I'll tell you what, Matt. I would spend a Benny to get it if you would like.
Sounds good to
Oh
me.
yeah, well I have advantage on initiative with the Sentinel
Yeah.
Shield.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
perfect. Yeah, that works. Okay, so
I
I
was gonna
rolled
say I
with
have a
advantage.
+7 to initiative, so if you can use that too if you want.
It won't change in this case, but that is a good number. So it will give you basically make 15. So the order will still stand. All right. So let's get some information going here, guys. Okay. So, we're going to do this as initiative. Now, you guys are able to move up to twice. You get a free move action. So you guys can move your full movement and do something else. It's not part of your normal. You guys can run 3 times if you want. But you get 1 free run move action for your economy. We're gonna go ahead and start. Now, these creatures, whatever they are beginning to swarm towards you. And as you see that as they pass, there is this every time you hear like this strange slurping noise, you see some sort of viscous yellowish material come gushing out of their body and get left behind. And it looks like wherever it is, there's steam or smoke rising from wherever it touches.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So as in this case, though, their first initiative is actually them catching up. So I will go ahead and move to the party. Now, you guys are again. You have this. Yeah. You have summoned Sajeko, which again I'm just gonna keep it with Illum. But in this case. Yep, it was keep it with her. But in this situation, you guys have action. Now, you don't unfortunately know where you're going. So this does lead to some possibilities here. Where would you like to go? It should be correctly sized. Yeah, it is. Not everybody speak at once.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just whatever way, if she pointed a direction or whatever way she came running in. But I personally, I know we're 1 token right now, but I feel like I would stay at the back of the pack as close to Illum as possible if we want to just note that down.
Yeah, that's fine.
You said we could move how far as the party?
As a party, you can move. You get 1 free movement for everybody to go, and then everybody else. Then you can go from there. If you guys wanted to do this easier, we'll just say that you guys unanimously tell me what you're doing, and I will have that turn going. But effectively, you guys will be sticking together unless you choose to separate from the group.
I was gonna say because double movement is only to there.
Triple movement is what you're able to do if you do nothing else.
I don't think I have anything that would be helpful here.
If we run, I can grab Illum and bring her with us.
I was just about to ask about that.
I would rather us that instead of leaving her in the back of the pack. I don't like that.
Well, Illum is hauling ass. So far, she's been able to outrun these creatures, at least of their same speed. But they do seem to be moving very quickly.
I mean, Sage has a 40 move speed, so like.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean we're pretty fucking quick.
I'm
not.
Are we really though?
Yeah, I think the 2 of us basically have to, pace ourselves, or we'll get too far ahead of the party.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
if you wanted, I could use, and I know this is just kind of assuming that the party token is doing its own things, but I could cunning action dash even, and still have the other benefits of movement that Matt was saying. So like, if somebody needs to go back and get her, I'm a decent candidate.
No, she's keeping up for the moment, I think.
As long
Yeah,
as
she
she's
is.
keeping up. If she trips, I'm not fucking checking with anyone though. I'm stopping for her.
Look,
Or
I can hurt myself a good amount, and then I can basically throw a rope on her, and then as long as she doesn't resist me, I can yank her as far as we need her to be yanked.
That's
she's
horrifying.
running.
Okay.
Yeah, she's running towards you guys right now. So
I think for the moment we should just run.
Yeah,
Sure,
just
let's
keep,
go.
we'll run until some complication comes up. I think that's the best idea.
Yeah.
Nick,
I
we're gonna
feel
say.
like it's worth explaining what I'm doing. The reason why I want Felandrian to stick to the rear behind everyone isn't just to like help catch people if they're falling behind. He is going to be opening up a oil flask and trailing it behind him as he runs.
Okay, but she's behind
Did you
us,
say
though.
that?
I mean, after we have her secured.
If
Okay.
you try to hang back with her, you will be amongst the enemy. They are that close on her ass.
Is
So
Rococo
you-
able to do what she just mentioned and use that rope of sorts on her now?
It would you potentially, but but you might very well leave her mount behind.
Yeah, she's literally riding on the gourd.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in favor of Rillimaze. Just run.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if you want to run next to her, that's fine. But if you get behind her, you will be amongst them.
That's fine. I do think I will still try and trail oil, but I am not going to like do anything
Right,
to
Jonas.
light it until at least where she's with us.
How many feet would you say she's away right now?
Given how fast she's running towards you guys, and you haven't started moving yet, she is probably about 15 feet.
15 feet? All right.
Yeah.
I blow a 3rd level spell as she's running, and I cast haste on her. There, now we don't have to worry about her.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
In that case, I don't know that Sejeko will be able to keep up. So, Matt, would you allow Sejeko to grapple one of these things or make an attack while we run away? I don't need to roll or anything. Like, if you don't want, just do it. You know.
You absolutely can try.
Oh
Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right, our DM went horrifying mode today. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do that one because it's not going to be a sneak attack. There's no advantage. That. No way!
Nice.
Nice. That means everybody remember that per the rules, I believe everybody gets a Benny if
Oh, I love you.
if rolling rolls a nat 20.
Okay.
So but that nat ones give all of my enemies a Benny, so be careful.
I quit.
But
The next one we roll, I quit.
all right, you have haste is now cast upon Dear Loom. And you guys are hauling ass. So you decide to attack. You attack. As you come crashing down, I would need you to roll. Well, does it has saving throws, right?
Yeah, it's just mine. Pretty sure it says it in this one. Let's see. And it's AC, immunity to all conditions. Yeah, if it has to make a saving throw, it uses your saving throw bonus for the roll. Yep.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your deck. Actually,
Roll my.
I actually.
What now?
Yeah, roll your
I've
dice.
rolled my ankle before, but shit.
That just sounds extra painful.
That's just as bad as when Murph from Dimension 20 said, "You gotta trust the cock."
Do I use a rolling pin? Am I supposed to lay it on
roll-
the counter? I'm lost.
Now, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Neat. If I do all of this successfully, whatever's happening here, does my because it says it can just attack when I attack. Would it also have copies of like the weapons on me, like my knives that are hammer spaced in? Where the hell is Con Duds?
So the way that I interpreted it, I mean, Matt can decide otherwise, was that it has whatever you have. Like, so if you are holding your hammer, it is also holding your hammer.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
That's a
Matt can choose
decent
otherwise.
saving
That's fine.
throw.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's basically you with a little bit of a shittier AC and 1 HP.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
19. No, 19 is a failure. Would you like to re-roll?
Oh my god. That's a 13. I suppose so. I think. Oh, I guess I didn't use my second Benny earlier because he had that shield, so I guess this would be my second. Hello. Constitution. Saving, not. Man, a 19.
Do you?
Please? That's even
Nope.
worse. Okay. Well, rip.
Huh?
I was gonna see if
Alright.
he could do like a fan of knives as like a last ditch since he's gonna
Yeah.
die, but he did not didn't get the con saving.
Yeah. So here's what happens. You hammer one in the face. You hit it right across the face. You see
but they have the
as
juicy juice.
you saw the jaw snap to the side. But as you tried getting back, you found the hammer was stuck.
Not yet.
And worse,
Okay.
and worse is that as you went to pull back, the creature basically surges forward and attaches itself to the echo.
Oh, what part of the echo?
It envelops it. It's like you see it's like part of it is part of its face, on its arms, and much to your horror, you see that it is that the flesh of the echo is being stretched out. As if it is starting to merge with the creature.
No.
Oh,
Just
my
run.
God.
Just
Are
run.
we gonna have a horrific, creepy
Not the
clown
sensing.
sludge monster now? I hate this game.
Yeah, no. I didn't need this.
The Lord of the Shunt, my friend.
God.
I didn't want a shunting session in this game.
But yeah, so you did not see, if you not 100% certain that you heard it, but yes, you're seeing, it looks like it is flesh is becoming one with your echo.
Run
All right,
faster.
but yep. So everybody, so whoever wants to control it, everybody has control. You guys can move it up to 90 feet if you use all your actions to move for the most part.
My God, this fucking game.
Who wants to control it?
Consent, just run.
So 30 feet to there. Yup. And then, oh, you've got this. All right, yeah.
Going straight.
Which way are we going?
Yeah, that's important to note. Here,
Straight.
if you guys move, I'll move you guys down here. But you notice that there are actually 3 ways you could go. You could take a right, a left, or move forward.
Down to there is about 60, by the way.
This looks like it's a dead end right here. So
I don't see anything
You know what
south.
they say. Right is the right way to go.
I'm hurt.
Looking off to the left, you guys, or the right road, I would say, I suppose. You guys do see a large stone face. It is almost absolutely something that once used to be alive. Given the way it's shaped, it is cracked with age. But yes, that is monumental in size compared to you.
We saw those things take over. We somewhat saw those things take over the echo.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not letting them anywhere near a giant, what could be a giant fucking monster. I say we go the other way, guys.
Hey,
Yeah, you go
Matt,
this forward, or yes?
really sorry about this. Apparently, I have to leave early. Belle and Cody have no power, and they're gonna need me to cover tonight, and I just have not gotten enough sleep for something like that. It's probably smart that I get as much sleep as I can now before that shift.
That does put us in a bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I only just now got
Yeah.
this text about this.
Well, if you guys want, we could end this out on that note. Because
it is a cool
I would-
cliffhanger.
Yeah, I would highly recommend doing so, given what follows.
Yeah, and I would want to participate too. So if we can end on a cliffhanger, it'd be appreciated for me as well.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Again, sorry about this. Had no idea this would happen.
I mean, it's only like an hour or 2 before we would have ended, so it's not the most killer
An hour is a lot when you only play for like 4 hours.
Yeah. But again, it's something we'll work on. We'll try and see what we can do. But yeah, that's all we can do at this point. But this gives us a little bit of a chance. I would actually, though, I'm curious before we all start separating, because we gotta do the ending stuff. But let me go ahead and switch over to a different music, because obviously Can we stop that? Thank you.
Illum is alive, and she's been, I guess, in between worlds and, well, avoiding creepy monsters. But, oh my god, if we save her, maybe she'll hang out with us.
So, with that, due to unfortunate circumstances, we are going to have to end early then. That it happens. The thing about D&D is that, unfortunately, we're a slave to being adults, first and foremost. So I will never begrudge somebody what happens with work. But I do want to ask a couple questions. I tried a few things different this time. One of which was the kind of vignette style of going through and showing you guys some of the images, as well as the storytelling as we go along. Was that something that you guys found fascinating?
I liked that.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I think as you keep doing it, it'll get smoother as well.
That's also true. It can only get better, yeah.
Okay. And my other question is yes, as was pointed out by Mad Coffee in Meta's stream, this was an unfinished piece of work. But that said, it was wholly... I asked Mad to make something horrifying. I gave her the premise. This is what she's creating. So all accolades, all thanks go to her on that, in her own imagination. She's fantastic. She is also the one who did Illum's art for me. I'm very glad she got that one finished. That was very important for me. Illum is somebody that I know you guys loved at the time, and I wanted to make sure that she got the love that she deserved. So thank you guys. Thank you again, Mad, for that. I have, as you might see on the stream, on the recording later, I do have your Twitch referenced at all times in my channels and on my recording. So hopefully that gets you more work. Though again, guys, if you ever need extra any art, I would highly recommend Mad. She's really good at what she does. So that being said, I do want just to ask you guys, what do you think of the circumstance right now? Do you, as far as what your first thoughts on the situation?
Unfortunately, I do have to go, but yeah, I'll talk to you about the game later too, Matt. Sorry.
Okay.
I would like to say two things.
Yes.
First, you asked, about... You were starting to ask about the creature, and then you got into the fact that Coffee made it. I would like to point out, just kind of a side thing, this is an in-between world from what we're kind of gathering. Like, we're trying to travel through here somewhere, or I'm not sure exactly where we ended up, but it feels kind of like a shadow between places. And to have these terrifying creatures that are just kind of amalgams, right? Their mouth is circular, so it's full of teeth. Their eyes are everywhere. Their tentacles and spikes. They're a little bit of everything horrifying, and I think that's so cool for like shadow creatures in this like weird, bizarre place. I think they're so fitting and neat. Yeah, like that's a chimera if I've ever seen one. Like that is absolutely horrifying, and I love it. Second, just putting us through you could have put us through a portal and, oh look, you're home, horrifying things are happening. Instead, we are traveling wherever the hell we are. We have no idea where we're gonna get to. Like, we don't know what's going on. The questioning nature of this, just chaos is so fun. I love this. This is excellent.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys can continue keeping the emotion on this situation. I hope to ramp it up even further as you guys are going to be chased by these things, and we'll see what happens, because there's a good amount of interesting things that are possible here.
Oh boy!
But that said, given the circumstance, I don't think it would be a good idea to do the finish the end of game content we normally do, just because of the fact that I don't think there's any one person who really stood out, nor is a person who I want to say like it was just more of a transition game, and I don't think that makes sense to try and point anything out like that.
There wasn't like a whole lot to role play, or there wasn't any combat where anybody did anything crazy. Yeah, it wasn't. I think you're definitely right on transitional game. Very good transition though.
Hope so. Now, That said, are there any last minute questions, last thoughts, feelings before we finish up here today?
I don't think so.
I got one.
All right.
Just a question.
I do have the ability to trade places with my Echo at any given point. DM's opinion, what would happen?
Bad things.
Die.
We get fucked, and
Okay, that's all.
But I do have. I'm really. It's really. Actually, you know what? I swear it's on D&D Beyond. Anyway, so the next game is going to be the 13th of June. We have the Maw next week on the 7th. But we'll be playing the 13th for this game. Unfortunately, the 6th I'll be in New York City, so I can't exactly run on an off week for that. But that night I'll be available if you want to just hang out and talk. Or play Masks if John's up for it. But either way, thank you guys for having this. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop out and do my last minute speech for my recording. Thank you guys.
Later,
Thank
brother.
you.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for the game.
Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching the Animus of the Worthy again. This is our beginning session. This is really the beginning of chapter 1, if you will, of our game. I hope you guys will continue tuning in for ever more experience and excitement. The game should be longer than this normally, but you know, life happens. If you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know how we're doing in the comments below. You know, give any kind of interlude, any communication that you want. And if you guys got ideas that you like to throw at the party, I'm more than happy to hear them. Thanks again, guys. Heading out.